Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jake Rowell here with my broadcast partner, Dean Brummett. Thank you for tuning in again for another week of Speed Racing Network's Truck Series. We are here for race number 9 for the Cactus 125 at Phoenix Raceway. Dean, buddy, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, Jake. Doing good, buddy. Got to go out here and practice a little bit on this track tonight, just to kind of feel what these drivers would be looking into. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fun, slick racetrack out here in the desert.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, you know, I love this place, so I'm looking forward to this race, especially in the Truck Series. Always puts on a good show. Tonight we're going to have 125 laps here at Phoenix. Phoenix, as well as these guys will have 2 fast repairs. So if there's some wrecks, some damage to your truck, don't worry, you're not out of it just yet. You got 2 fast repairs to go in pit lane, get your car fixed up, and still have a shot at this thing.
Yeah, Jake, and I have a feeling some of these guys are going to need it tonight. Phoenix is just one of the most unique tracks on the entire racing circuit that we go to here at with Speed Racing Network. It's super, super fast like a normal speedway, but the corners are very tight, a lot of braking, very technical track like a short track. And but before the end of the night here, Jake, I have a feeling there's going to be some tempers as well as some trucks that may not come home in the same condition that they came here tonight.
I gotta agree with you there. Phoenix Raceway, it's a mile long, and like you said, it's got those at least 3 and 4 is a really long flat corner, and then 1 and 2 is a little bit more banked, but still kind of a long turn. And then it kicks you out into the back stretch, which is that dog leg, and that's where we're going to see a ton of action, especially on these restarts. You're going to see 3, 4. I mean, heck, you never know, maybe 5 wide Dean as they barrel down into turn 3 tonight. It is a short track, but it really races like almost like an intermediate track with the speeds our drivers are going to carry. And like you said, you get into the corners, into 3 and into 1, it gets really tight.
Yeah, Jake, and with it, like I said, just one of the more unique races out of our 20-week season. If you've never joined us here for the Speed Racing Network Truck Series, we run a 20-week fixed setup series, which means that all the trucks out here have the exact same setup. So it's almost like they unloaded them straight off a truck and everybody jumped in. They've got the 2 fast repairs, as you mentioned, Jake, to be able to repair the trucks if there is any significant damage to them. These guys pay $5 a week to enter into these races here, and with that comes a little bit of money to potentially win weekly and at the end of the season. So at the end of the season, we're going to pay $300 to our first place champion. And then we also have a 5-person team championship that pays out $100 at the end of the season.
Yeah, that on that screen, I think it's awesome to win the driver championship. But I think one of the coolest things we have in our league is that team championship. Where you've either got 4 or 5 guys. And you take the 4 best points every single week or every single night that we race each week for the 20-week season. It's added all up throughout the entire season. It never resets, so it's kind of that coveted trophy, so to speak. I think is really sweet. And again, you win money there along with if you're in the top 5 for the driver championships.
It's kind of
you bring home some money, but.
Yeah, Jake, it's kind of funny when you were mentioning the team championship. It's I remember going through last season with Mid-South Madness. We had ourselves such a good time going through saying, oh, yeah, we're going to win the team championship. No, we're going to win the team championship. And it went back and forth. And, the overall driver championship at the end of the season, just I feel like it, to a degree, got a little bit lost in the shuffle, just the entire team as a whole. And that's what we love about it here, Jake. And, another thing that we love, like we said, the weekly payouts. That $5 could win you up to $25 here, plus an entry into our Xfinity series, which will run tomorrow night. Second place will pay $15. Third place pays $10, as well as fourth place. Then 5th, 6th, and 7th will go ahead and get your entry fee back into the following week's race.
Exactly, and honestly, I think the coolest thing is if you win the race in our Truck Series or our Xfinity Series, you get that free entry for the season up. So you win tonight, you're in the Xfinity race for free. You win tomorrow night's race for the Xfinity Series, you're finding yourself in Sunday night's race in the Cup Series. So you play your cards right, you got opportunity to make even more money. And so it's just again, Speed Racing Network puts on a heck of a league and show every single week in all 3 of our series, and that's why our drivers are able to walk away with money, including our season payout sponsored to by Griffith CPA firm. So shout out to Griffith CPA firm as well as all of our other sponsors. And again, our season payouts for the Drivers' Championship: first place bringing home $300, Benjamin Franklin; second, $150; third place, $100; fourth, $75; and fifth, you even coming home with $50. And again, that team championship that we alluded to early on here in the show is, you'll bring home $100, so you split it with 4 guys, that's $25 each, or 5 guys, it's another $20 in your pocket. So there's just money kind of slipping through the cracks everywhere you look here at Speed Racing Network.
So, man, Jake, you got me excited. You said 300 Ben Franklin's there for a moment, and I was like, whoa. But then I realized it was Mr. George Washington. But, hey, it's okay. $300 is $300 at Days Inn. It's great money to be able to come out here. I had someone mention to me the other night, they said, fake race cars, real money, and real money it is. And, the best of these drivers will go out here and also have the ability, Jake, to contend for our Butt Kicker Clean Driver Award at the end of the season. That's going to be a free butt kicker to the cleanest driver throughout this entire 20 weeks. In the process of that happening, what that basically boils down to, a butt kicker is an apparatus that will attach to a sim racing rig and kind of give you the feel of the bumps, the jolting, just a little more realistic feel on top of it. And actually, Jake, I was just looking up our standings here just a moment ago, and right now you have Corey Saucier and Jack Johnson. They're actually tied for it, and there's several drivers that are very, very close. And at season's end, only one can come home with it, but if you're one of the others, you can always use the discount code SRNVS20 for 20% off your own butt kicker if you choose to order it.
Yeah, definitely. Been on iRacing a while, heard a lot about the butt kicker products. Nothing but great things to be said about those. And another thing Speed Racing Network provides is another great asset here on iRacing is we do have one of the Coca-Cola Series drivers. Kane Cook is partnered with Speed Racing Network to give our drivers in our league or anyone else that watches our broadcasts or friends of any drivers or anything like that, you can go ahead on to our website, speedracingnetwork.com, and you can book a session with him, by yourself, with another person, or a group setting with, your team in our league, or just, a group of guys that you want to learn from one of the best. And, leading into this, Kane Cook, who he is, you might ask. Well, he's, again, like I said, in the Coca-Cola Series on iRacing, which is the top league on iRacing, the upper echelon, so to speak. And Kane is known for one really, really impressive thing. Every single race in iRacing, you get an award for gaining the most positions from your starting position. It's called the Hard Charger Award, and Kane Cook has got the most in the entire platform of iRacing. Also, you see on your screen right there, he's got an I rating north of 7,400, which is just an impressive feat to have. And again, he not only does it on his original account, Kane Cook, but he's also got a second one. So who else to learn from better than one of the professionals that are racing in the top league for the Coca-Cola Series here on iRacing. So just again, check our website out, and I've heard great things. I know you were in it, Dean. A few other guys in our league had the opportunity to join one of those coaching sessions.
Yeah, Jake, actually, I was speaking with Joe Ruggles from Striker Motorsports, and he was letting me know he had actually had a little bit of coaching with Kane last week, and he actually wound up winning the pole in last week's Las Vegas race. So, instant dividends paid out there through those coaching sessions. Now, Jake, I tell you what here, someone that we've gotten a little familiar with over the last few weeks of you and I broadcasting races has been Corey Saucier. He's up here on top of our point standings right now for R&D Motorsports, followed closely behind by Michael Madden. When we look at this inside the cut here, I mean, you just got so many great names from Saucier all the way down to our last guy in the playoffs in Kyle Wimble. And Jake, just look how tight those actual points are. I mean, you've got 10 points between first and second. Then you have Nathan Nixon there in third. Brandon Domain, who, he's had some bad luck this year, Jake. Like, he has run up front all year, but just has always managed to just find something at the very end to keep him out of it. And I'll tell you what, man, I think that Striker Motorsports team is ready to break out here, but, like I said, the biggest thing right now, Brandon is sitting comfy there in fourth, but as you look down at the bottom there, you have a three-way tie into the last spot. So it's definitely going to be interesting here as we get down to these last few weeks of our regular season before the playoffs.
Oh, it definitely is. You take a look at the bottom of that list. You know, you got three guys tied for 15th place. 14th only 11 points ahead of them, and you know, again, when we transition here to the next slide for outside the cut, you're gonna see, you know, even how not only inside, you know, the cutoff line for the playoffs, but on the outside looking in, you got three guys, you know, within 5 points of that cut line. So you really got about 6, 7 guys right now, all within, you know, 5 points of, you know, being in and out of the playoffs. And obviously you got some names like Travis Trevelyan. He's 17 points on the outside looking in. Cody Riggs from Rev Racing. You might think, oh, 31 points is quite a bit to make up, but, you know, we still got this race and then 6 more before our playoffs. So, you know, anything's possible. It can happen. And again, you know, I mean, you look all the way through this list. There's just names that, you know, Cody Madden. He's a quick driver. He's 70 points out of this thing. So, you know, it is getting closer and closer to that playoff time, and some guys might get a little worried about it, but I mean, you really don't know what's going to happen every single week. You know, someone can get involved into 2 accidents really quick, or 3 accidents, and they're out of this thing, you know, before halfway. Or you know, with iRacing, there's always technical problems, so you never know. So you just always got to keep scrapping away at it and just gain as many points as possible.
Yes, sir. And at this point in time, you know, you still got a little time left before those playoffs, but just not very much. You need to be going out here and giving it everything that you have ready to try and carry that momentum into that 15-man playoff. And Jake, you know, we were mentioning the teams a little bit ago. You know, definitely want to take a look here at our team standings, sponsored by Sandwich Man Racing Memorabilia, which you can find them on Shopify. You know, this is that $100 team championship that we had mentioned earlier. You got Rev Racing up front with 3 wins, RGD Motorsports there in second with 3 wins. Look at that, almost a 200-point margin between first and second. Then right behind them, you have Jonathan Byer Racing, which moved up a spot last week at Las Vegas, and Striker Motorsports off of that last lap wreck. They wound up losing a spot there. Team SRN's in 5th, Tank Racing's in 6th, and down at the bottom of the list, you've had some guys with not the greatest luck right now. Bronco Motorsports with 1 win, and H2K Motorsports rounding out our team standings. But Jake, you and I both know that can flip on a dime.
Oh, it really can. Again, you know, and that's the thing with the team championship. You know, second place, I've been hearing you say this for the last few weeks, and I've been meaning to correct you. It is R&D Motorsports. It is not RGD Motorsports, but that's behind us. It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes, Dean.
Oh, man. We get, hey, Jake, that's the joy of it. We get to call each other out on a live broadcast, and everyone gets to hear us make our mistakes. So, you know, that just drives us to be better there.
Exactly. And you know, we're moving in here now to, you know, you saw the team names, and you might wonder, well, who's on each and every single team? Well, first off, leading that team championship, we've got Rev Racing. You see they've got 2 winners of 3 races so far this season. Leading that crew, the 15 truck of Michael Madden with 2 wins. The 23 of Byron McDonald, Nathan Nixon in the 33, who won on the Daytona Road Course, Sean Kosher in the 97, and Cody Riggs in the 224. So, you know, there's a reason why these 5 guys are over, you know, 200 points ahead of everyone else, you know, in our league for the team championship. But again, you know, it goes all season long. So, you know, the amount of great finishes this team has had could easily flip to either second or third in the points, and, you know, just kind of close that gap, try and grind it out every single week.
Yes, sir, Jake. And now we move to R&D Motorsports here, as I have been tapped on the shoulder by my co-broadcaster here, the team out of Tennessee with Corey Saucier there up front with those 3 wins. Bobby Anderson in that 18 truck, 54 of Jason Kratke, the 88 of Trevor White, and the 99 of Mike Mosby. Jake, this team's been on a roll this year, and another team with a lot of consistency, but a couple races here and there that they could have wound up with a few more points, just ran into some late bad luck.
Oh, I mean, it might surprise people how you know, crazy luck can be in iRacing and racing. I mean, everything can be going really, really smoothly. The next thing you know, in a blink of an eye, you know, 2, 3, 4 maybe of your own teammates are, you know, all involved in a big wreck on track, and it's you know, at any point in time in the race, it can really just kill your night as a team. So that's why we just really emphasize that it's never really over until the checkered flag at Texas Motor Speedway here and Speed Racing Network.
Yeah, Jake, and next up you have Jonathan Byer racing the 35 of Jack Johnson, the 61 of Matt Johnson, the 66 of the owner himself, Jonathan Byer, the 75 of James Kerr, and that 91 truck of Kyle Wimble, that last truck there in the inside the cut as it stands.
Exactly, and I just want to say, you and I both raced with Jonathan Byer last year in Mid-South Madness, and obviously you and I both know some about Matt Johnson, that being the fact that he was one of the final 5 in the championship for the Drivers' Championship last season in our league, and so this team's got some proven veterans along with some new faces in our league. But again, you just alluded to it. Kyle Wimble is in 15th, tied for 15th in points, so he's he's in it right now. But again, we dropped the green here at Phoenix, and he could be looking from below that line, trying to get back up the ladder.
Yeah, Jake, and next up, our team from last year, Striker Motorsports. Man, I forgive me at home if you hear me mention this team a ton. It's just very sentimental here for us.
It's a bit of nostalgia, Dean.
It is.
It really is.
It really is here, man. You got the number 4 of Jose Castellanos, the number 5 of Mike Lewis, who we ran against last year in Mid-South Madness. Brandon Domain there in the 20. Travis Trevelyan, our teammate last year, who was carrying that Striker banner this year in the 71. And we mentioned him a little bit ago, that 96 of Joe Ruggles. Currently looking here at our qualifying standings, Jake, he looks to currently be on the pole here, with qualifying still a little time left before it wraps up.
Yeah, and if he does hold on to that pole here with about 3 minutes remaining in qualifying, it'd be back-to-back poles for Joe Ruggles. So he's turned the wick up, trying to get into those playoffs and help out his team in the team championship. But again, speaking of teams, here we are with Team SRN, the factory team. You got the 9 truck of Tevin Whitner, 24 Taylor Smith, the 90 of Corey Knight, and the 92 of Rob Yosen, rounding out Team SRN, and the 93 machine gonna be Brad Yonkman. Kind of surprised to see him down, further down this list than they are, just because they are that factory team, and they got a lot of talent here from last season. And again, it's just kind of that thing. Luck isn't always good luck here in racing, and unfortunately for them, they've had really strong, consistent runs going, and just kind of getting caught up in other things. And that's what happens. Especially in these trucks with just how they drive and everything, Dean. It's just really tight racing. So when wrecks happen, it's hard to avoid them. So you just gotta watch out for Team SRN to kind of rebound and get the ball rolling.
Yeah, Jake, and next up you have Tank Racing, their members being the number 10 of Walt Lepicki, the number 26 of Josh Mueller, the number 69 of Vincent Cortez, the number 79 of Jeremy Duncan. Jake, I was sitting here looking through the actual, through our chat here just a moment ago. Just want to give a shout out to one of our big fans, Jessica Duncan. That number 79 has some relation there, and we thank you as well as everybody else for tuning in each week, Jessica, and hopefully this team can wind up getting a little bit of a turnaround here soon, Jake.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. 20 weeks is a long time. We're almost at halfway, but you just never know in iRacing. And Tank Racing can get it turned around. Another team that's trying to get it turned around is going to be Bronco Motorsports here. This team's put together by Chris Massey, Brad Herman, and Gregory Joyner for the different series and things like that. And if you've been tuning in with us kind of weekly, you've got a couple new guys, or actually just one new guy on this team. Is going to be the 81 of Michael York. They brought him in to kind of help them get back rolling towards the top. Cole Martin, the 85, he's been running really, really well. Saw him get involved into a last corner accident last week at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The 86 of Brian Crocker, and you see that 87 truck with the winner sticker. So Bronco Motorsports is quick. They know how to win, obviously, with Andrew Harris bringing home the win at Darlington. So, anything's possible with them.
Yeah, Jake, and rounding out our list here, H2K Motorsports, that number 13 of David Swift, the 16 of Josh Witt, the number 17 of Cody Madden, 19 of Justin Kruckman, and the 115 of Jeffrey Stewart. Like I said, these guys at the bottom of that list trying to turn it around, but lots of season left to go here, Jake. And then up next, you got the guys trying to spoil it for all these guys, are independent drivers this evening. The number 6 of Daniel Bowdler, the 48 of Evan Scott, the 84 of Nathaniel Mann, and last but not least, the 89 of John Doc Holliday.
Yeah, I just had to give you that slide because I know you enjoy reading off John Doc Holliday. So, but yeah, these are guys that are dropping down from the Xfinity Series or just aren't on a team yet. So just watch out for them. Just because they're independent doesn't mean they don't deserve to be in our league. But here we are, man. Qualifying is over. Trucks are lining up on the grid, Dean. We got Joe Ruggles back-to-back poles in the 96 for Stryker Motorsports starting this race P1. You got Cole Martin in the 85 for Bronco Motorsports in second. His teammate from the Xfinity Series, Nathaniel Mann, in the 84. And, Daniel Ballard, another Xfinity driver, in the 28 truck in fourth. And here we are, Corey Saucier, who won 3 races in a row with us in our truck series in that 3 truck, rolling off P5.
Yeah, Jake, you got Vincent Cortez from Tank Racing there in number 6, Michael Madden there in 7th, Andrew Harris in 8th. You got Bobby Anderson in 9th, Mike Mosby in 10th. 11th is Travis Trevelyan, and 12th is Jose Castellanos. So you've got 3 Stryker Motorsports trucks here in the top 12, and 2 poles in a row, Jake. I believe we're starting to see the resurgence of a new front row Joe here in Speed Racing Network.
Exactly. And, again, you got 3 drivers from R&D Motorsports starting 5th, 9th, and 10th. Got a couple Bronco Motorsports cars starting 1st and 8th. So these teams are clearly practicing together, kind of sharing their notes and what they're doing on the track. As you can see, our field is lined up behind our Chevy Silverado pace truck tonight with that 96 truck of Joe Ruggles leading the field once we get ready to start pacing here for the Cactus 125 at Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, Jake, one thing I'm going to be excited to watch tonight is to see exactly how hot this track gets. Right now, the air temperature in the simulator is about 67 degrees, but the track temperature is floating around 95, 96, which is going to make it very, very slick. And with these trucks, they're already a little bit light in the rear end. So I'm interested to see how these guys go through and can manage this race, manage their tires, and go through just to potentially have long run speed. Phoenix is one of those tracks that it's easy to see a bunch of wrecks at any point in time, but last week at Las Vegas we got some decent runs, so I'm interested to see if tonight we can see some of that. Definitely intrigued to see how this dog leg is going to treat us.
You said it best right there, Dean. Gotta ask you, we were in Vegas last night, we played some bets, we were hanging out at South Point Casino. Who are you betting on here in the desert of Phoenix?
Man, Jake, last week Cole Martin just absolutely had a heartbreaker into that race. I tell you, man, like if I had to take one definitive driver, it's going to be Cole, but it's going to be interesting to watch him, Daniel Ballard, and Corey Saucier, which I have a feeling might be one of your picks here.
Yeah, definitely going to go with Daniel Ballard. That 6 truck got to be quick because pace truck's already off, so Joe Ruggles going to bring it to the green flag. Green flag's out. Joe Ruggles kind of stalled himself there, and Cole Martin's going to lead this thing to green. Got to be careful, though. He might have got himself a black flag right there. Not too sure, but we'll see as they head down into 1.
Yeah, Joe Ruggles going to lead the field off.
We got wrecking behind, and sorry, Dean, didn't mean to cut into you. I just was looking back at the pack, and we got our yellow out already, obviously.
Oh man, Brandon Domain from Stryker Motorsports, Jake. That is not the way you want to see that start. But we'll definitely have to take a look at our Sandwich Man Racing memorabilia rec replay to see what happens. I know these trucks are very accordioned up as this race starts, so I have a feeling someone's going to run into the back of someone, but let's take a look and see here.
Yes, we're going to ride it along with the 20 truck here, Brandon Domingue out of Stryker Motorsports. Look, the 87 of Andrew Harris looked like he got tagged by that orange truck and then collected the 20 trying to save his truck. Not too sure who that was in that orange truck here, but that might have been, I think, yeah, that's the 99 of Mike Mosby, Dean. I think just got in a little too hot, and unfortunately, the 87 looked like he was checking up a bit, and, 2 opposites attract, and that's going to cause our first yellow here.
Yeah, Jake, a little earlier than you want to see that first caution, and that's kind of the side effect here. One thing in iRacing that you guys may notice if you watch any type of real racing, right about right here, you'll see with Mike Mosby, this is usually where the start-finish line is at Phoenix Raceway nowadays. iRacing is yet to have updated that, and it's still at its original spot as it stood from the 80s. So it definitely adds a different dynamic, a difference between hitting the gas and going down a straightaway to start the race and hitting the gas to kind of slam on your brakes to head to turn 1. And right there, just a little bit of nerves, a little bit different brakes, and Just unfortunate first wreck on lap 1. Jake, well, we're going to pull Joe Ruggles up here into the SRN booth. Joe, this is Dean Brummett and Jake Rowell. How are you doing this evening, buddy? Joe Ruggles, Dean Brummett, and Jake Rowell in the Speed Racing Network booth. Do you have a copy?
Oh, now, do you hear me? There we go.
I've got you there, Joe. Hey, this is Dean Brummett and Jake Rowell up in the Speed Racing Network booth. How you doing this evening, buddy?
Pretty good, man. I got a bird's eye view here.
Yeah, man. We were. I was talking here just a moment ago with your teammate Travis Trevelyan, and 2 poles in a row here, Joe. A lot of speed to start out with. We saw it look like on the initial start. We couldn't tell if maybe you'd spun the tires or just didn't get quite the start that you'd wanted there. What happened on the initial start?
To be honest with you, I started in second gear, and that was a mistake.
Well, at least you have plenty of laps to live and learn here, Joe. Right now in terms of this event tonight, what do you have for him tonight? I mean, we've seen you practicing. We know that you've been doing a little bit of coaching with Mr. Kane Cook. What do you have for this field tonight in that 96 truck?
Hey, I think it's just going to take some patience. Kane has been great. I mean, I got to give him credit. He's gotten me the lines. So I think it's just going to take a lot of patience tonight. It's so easy to drive over these corners and give away a position. So I'm going to drive my race and just let everybody else drive theirs.
Well, all right, buddy. We'll get you back down to your team. I know we got 1 to go, so we don't want to get you all flustered as we go back under green. So we appreciate you checking in with us, Joe, and good luck here out the rest of the race. Hope to be broadcasting you later on.
Hey, thank you.
Jake, definitely always good to get to speak with our drivers here this evening and see what they're looking through. And this pace truck's getting ready to pull off here. They're going to accordion up, and hopefully we'll be able to get some green flag racing in here.
Yeah, I tell you what, someone that's going to be right behind Joe Ruggles, that 6 truck at the end of her, the 28, but on the scoring 28, but on your screen it's going to be the 6. He's going to be looking here really early to get to this lead.
And the green flag flies. Joe Ruggles is going to lead him down here into turn number 1. A little bit cleaner of a break here at Phoenix this time. He heads to that low line to lead this field off turn 2. Cole Martin to his outside, but Cole's going to get a run, big run down this back straightaway.
And this is where you're going to see that dog leg come into play. You're going to see him drop down below the yellow line, which is fine here at Phoenix. It's not like a super speedway. You are able to go underneath it. But Cole Martin right now taking that lead on that restart from Joe Ruggles in the 96. And he's looking to drive away from this field and kind of wind that gap out to second. But I tell you what, Daniel Ballard is going to be looking to get around Joe as quick as possible, as we see Joe kind of peek his nose to the inside of Cole Martin into 1.
Yeah, Jake, we're going to see this dog leg down here. I mean, just look how far inside Daniel Ballard drives, just so many different lines. And the big thing you always have to watch for is as you get down to turn 3, sometimes you're carrying a little bit too much momentum that you normally wouldn't feel, as Daniel Ballard does complete that pass for second and set his sights on Cole Martin. But yeah, Jake, I mean, it's just all about breaking points and lines.
Oh, and Ruggles really sent it into 1, kind of overdrove it, I believe, got into the rear of Daniel Ballard. It's going to ruffle up the rear bumper of that 6 truck, but I don't think it's going to hurt him too much, except he is going to lose that spot to the 84 and the Daniel.
Trouble down the backstretch. Joe Ruggles sends Daniel Ballard around. Oh my goodness, Jake. Yellow flag comes out. Oh man, that is unfortunate. That's what I was talking about in turn 3. Sometimes you bring a lot of momentum there up onto the track, and we'll have to take a look and see here with our Sandwich Man Racing memorabilia rec replay if that's what happened, if there was just a little bit of an overdriving, what happened here. But definitely contact between Joe Ruggles and Daniel Ballard.
Yeah, that was you saw him get into him in 1 and kind of thought it was going to be okay. They went down into 3, and Ruggles did it, not purposefully by any means, just don't know if, having 2 trucks that near or close to him kind of lost his point of view of where his marks were and kind of just dove in there really, really deep, not maybe anticipating the 6 to be checking up as early as he did. And round went to 6 into the wall, and you see Ruggles get tagged from behind. He's going to blow that motor. So a 96 truck definitely got to get to pit lane to use a fast repair here early on lap laps 8 of 125 laps.
Yeah, and Jake, this is that momentum difference I'm talking. Look at this. Ruggles is going to hit his brakes, but when he does, it's too late. Bowdler's starting his turn in there, and it's kind of each truck's job to kind of understand where you're at there in terms of the field. I don't really call that a wreck on anybody's part. Anything here. That's just a product of this track and how it is to be raced. And just unfortunate here. 10 laps in, you got a couple trucks messed up. Joe Ruggles is now back out, going to bring up the tail end of the field after starting at the front of it. It's a long race, but you got to get through this field as quick as you can to try and salvage those points at this time.
Exactly, and honestly, kudos to the rest of the field. There was only those 2 trucks spinning and the one truck that got into the rear of Joe Ruggles. So only 3 guys involved in that wreck when it happens up in the front. P3 right there. You expect a lot more trucks torn up than that.
Yeah, Jake, and fortunately they kind of spun to the outside wall and didn't wind up coming back down across the track. So it's fortunate for everybody else, but definitely unfortunate for those 2. Jake, we had gone to our Sandwich Man Racing memorabilia rec replay. We had talked about them a little earlier. Have you had a chance to order any of their lunch boxes lately?
Dean, I haven't, but I've seen tons of guys in our league here at Speed Racing Network. As well as some other leagues that some of our Bronco Motorsports drivers that are sponsored by Sandwich Man Racing, as well as obviously with our rec replays, guys showcasing what they've got into it. It seems like you get about a dozen 1 to 64th scale diecast and a couple stickers in it. It's $25. It's a heck of a deal if you're into collecting 1 to 64 diecast like that, as well as Sandwich Man's got a ton of other things, 124 scale diecast, some t-shirts, hats, things like that. So make sure you check him out on Shopify. He's got a ton of great selection. So I look at it quite a bit, and Dean, it makes me want to spend some money. That he's got some really great stuff on his website.
Well, Jake, maybe if we go out, we managed to win this race Sunday night, we might have a little extra spend of money. But real quick, let's go through the field. You have Cole Martin's going to lead us back to green. Nathaniel Mann there in second. Michael Madden in third. Bobby Anderson's going to be in fourth. Corey Saucier, our points leader, in fifth. Jose Castellanos is going to be coming in sixth. Vincent Cortez in seventh. Mike Mosby in eighth. Evan Scott in ninth. And Nathan Nixon rounding out our top 10 here at Phoenix.
Yeah, we're going to be going green this time by, and Cole Martin, kind of who has been running up front the last few weeks. I was practicing with him and the rest of his team the other night here, and he said he does not really like this place. So pretty interesting to see him up front, especially his teammate on the outside, Nathaniel Mann. But again, look who's in P3, that Michael Madden 15 truck. You see Cole Martin getting really great on that restart. Going to pull away from the field a bit there, kind of caught them all asleep.
Yeah, Jake, he's going to lead the field down into turn one, pretty well single file behind him. A couple rows back, it's going to be double wide, and you mentioned that he wasn't a big fan of this track, and if he's not a fan of this track right now, heaven help us when we get to a track that he does like, because he has just led pretty well from the start, other than a couple laps by Joe Ruggles. But Nathaniel Mann is going to be coming up on him here, carrying just a little bit more momentum in that 84 truck.
Absolutely, and back down in ninth place, for example, we got Nathan Nixon, who started 17th spot and already worked his way up inside the top 10 with the few laps we've actually had under green flag racing. So it just showcases that you might not start up front, but you're able to gain quite a few spots, as he's gained already 8-9 spots so far. So that's just kind of the product here at Phoenix. Is it going to get a little tight here with the 69 off turn 4 of Vincent Cortez as they head down into 1?
Yeah, Jake, it's definitely a line-sensitive track. All your momentum on this track is basically made through turns 1 and 2. If you miss that line, you can kill your entire lap. You may be able to gain a little of it back on the brakes into 3 and 4, but you have to get through turn 1 so well if you want to have a good lap here. As we begin to see this battle tighten up a little bit here, you got about our first 6 or 7 trucks straight in a line and under a blanket.
Yeah, I just want to point out, as you saw our leaders go 3 and 4 through 3 and 4 that last time, you saw our leader Cole Martin kind of about a lane up off that yellow line. as opposed to Nathaniel Mon in second place, kind of right on that yellow line, and they're both making it work. So as you see, P3 of Michael Madden, who's kind of got his left side tires underneath that yellow line, just kind of showcases the flexibility of getting around turns 3 and 4 here at Phoenix Raceway. You see 3 truck going to the inside of Bobby Anderson, trying to peek his nose to the 15 of Michael Madden. So these are our top 2 drivers in the driver's standings right here, battling on track. Each and every week, it seems like, Dean, these 2 are hooked together, it seems.
Yeah, Jake, I mean, when you have the cream, it's going to rise to the top. And you had mentioned there with Madden's line going into turn 3. By the time this race is over with, I would not be stunned to be seeing guys halfway below that yellow line. As Corey Saucer is going to take a peek here under Madden. Looks like he is going to complete that pass down here in turn number 1.
Yeah, the thing about if you get a truck to your inside, you got to be careful. As you see Bobby Anderson in that 18 truck for Team SRN, he's going to get to the inside of Michael Madden, so you got to be able to close that door quick and shut the door on guys. As you see Michael Madden really drive it in deep into 3 and 4 on the outside and clear Bobby Anderson. Pretty impressive move to see, at this stage of a run right now, but Bobby's back to his inside of Michael. But again, it's just you get past through 1 and 2, and like you were saying earlier on, Dean, you just kind of lose all that momentum, and it lets guys kind of cut the dog leg, take the shorter way around this track, and not 1, not 2, not 3. You could lose 4 or 5 positions maybe by getting passed by 1 truck at first.
Yeah, and Jake, another thing with these trucks is where they are just a little bit underpowered here. It takes so much to be able to hit a perfect lap in these trucks, because if you hit it off by the slightest little margin, it can have a huge difference in your lap times. These aren't like the Cup cars where here when we race them Sunday night, you're going to be pulling close to 800 horsepower. These guys are down a little bit on power, but it doesn't mean that they're down on speed. I mean, my goodness, I'm sitting here right before they hit the brakes going into turn 3. I've got Cole Martin being clocked at 150 miles an hour here at Phoenix.
Exactly, and that's the thing, man. It's a mile long, but it sure as heck doesn't drive like a short track, like we'd be accustomed to at some other short track circuits on our schedule. So, it carries a lot more speed than you would think. So, again, that's something to watch when we come here tomorrow night for Xfinity Series as well as the Cup Series. You're flying at this track going into these corners.
Yeah, Jake, and I tell you what, Nathaniel Mon is starting to put the pressure on Cole Martin up front. He's getting right back to his bumper. Cole's running a little higher of a line through 3 and 4, which lets him get a good run down into 1 and 2. But Nathaniel just looks to be just kind of gobbling them back up a little bit into turns 1 and 2 and down through the dog leg.
Yeah, you just kind of wonder, with these 2 being teammates, even though they run different series.
Oh, we have caution.
We got a yellow. Yellow flag is out. I believe that was Corey Knight there, or the 93 truck of Brad Yonkman for TMSRN involved in that wreck. I do just want to shout out, before that yellow was going to come out, I was going to point out the fact that Taylor Smith started this race 37th, and he's already up to P21, so he's gained 16 positions here early on in 22 laps, so pretty impressive to see a driver like, moving through the field that well. See the 79, I believe that was. But Jeremy Duncan got turned to the inside wall down the front.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look here.
Not really sure what happened here.
Memorabilia Rec replay. Netcode, Jake, our favorite term.
Unfortunately, the good old netcode of iRacing. It's just kind of a glitch in the system between 2 people's internet connections. They won't even be touching, but then all of a sudden acts as if they were, physically rubbing fenders with one another. And you see the 79 of Jeremy Duncan go for a spin, and Brad Yonkman just nowhere to go there after the 79 was stopped up front, and they both probably blew their engines. Had to give the tow back to pit lane, as you see here, and but up front, all of our leaders are coming down pit lane, Dean.
Yeah, Jake, and these tires right now, about 25 laps into this race, you definitely are going to want those new Mr. Feelgoods, and Cole Martin's going to lead them down here to pit stall number 2.
It'd be interesting to see if anyone takes 2 tires here to gain some track position early on here to see what it's like. You only really ran probably about 15 laps or so under green flag racing. So, if I'm one of these guys kind of 10th on back, why not? Or Daniel Ballard, who we saw get involved in a wreck. Take 2, kind of jump through the field a bit. It's going to make life a little bit easier, but looks like they all took 4 tires, it seems like.
So, Jake, I will tell you, before that caution, I was actually about to shout out Daniel Bowdler. He had restarted back in about 40th position. well, 39th position. He had worked his way up to 23rd right before that caution had come out. So Bowdler definitely on a mission to come back through the field. And like I said, right now you're getting ready to be 1/5 of the way done with this race. So plenty of time to get there. It's just a matter of that patience and making those moves, picking them correctly, and not putting yourself in a bad spot.
And speaking about picking, we got our All-Star race coming up, Dean. Our draft is actually Saturday, May 1st. So what's happening here at Speed Racing Network for our All-Star races? We've got 4 captains, the 3 admins for each of our series: Danny Setzer, Adam Pettit, Jason Tripp, and then Sean Griffith, our producer / broadcaster for Speed Racing Network. They're all going to be captains. They're going to be taking 7 drivers out of each series, so a total of 21 drivers on their teams as well as themselves racing. There's going to be 2 races between one captain's team and another, and then the other 2 follow that. And then it's the top 20 guys from each race, including the fast or the best finishing captain, find themselves in that All-Star race Sunday, May 9th. So, Dean, I know you're interested to see where you get picked. Obviously, the whole league's been talking about it. A heck of a buzz, kind of making everyone antsy about where they're going to land.
Yeah, Jake, it's definitely fun. We all get to come in here and do these type of races between the Truck Series, our Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series. And, man, we come out, we do it for fun. We do it because we love to compete. And to go through and get the validation, so to speak, of being able to be picked into the All-Star race, it's definitely just an honor to be able to go through. And given that this will be our first one out, can't wait to see what that inaugural class will wind up looking like.
It definitely will. It makes me wonder how they're going to, how some guys will do it, if they'll kind of take teammates that work well together, or just kind of go for the best of the best, so to speak. And again, you see on your screen right now, we got a live tweet from Sean Griffith saying he is going to whip Tripp in the All-Star race. So again, one of our admins and captains of our All-Star team shooting his shot at one of the other admins here. But here we go, back green flag racing. Cole Martin going to lead us to green flag.
Yeah, Jay, Cole Martin's going to lead us down in here, and Nathaniel Mon got a very good restart, pretty well single file behind him as they go through turn number 1 and 2. Cole Martin, he keeps racing like this. He definitely won't be out of a job like the rest of us is going to be when Tripp winds up.
Got one spinning down the dog leg, and there's the yellow flag. Byron McDonald, that 23 truck out of Rev Racing.
Our Sunday night co-broadcaster, Jake.
Yeah, it looks like he got spun to the inside of the track. Actually kind of was shocked the yellow came out. He was so far down, but the yellow was out, and obviously that was the culprit of the yellow. We'll see what happened here to the 23 truck as to why he was spinning to the inside lane, or inside wall.
Jake, let's take a look at this Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Rec replay. Once again, that accordion effect, he gets down in here into turn 1. Looks like he's already got a little bit of rear damage and just trying to come from underneath.
Looks like he kind of just got loose all by himself, and
let's take a look at his onboard.
Around he went.
Let's take a look at his onboard, see if we can hear this truck actually rev up. You can actually hear it begin to break traction. Yep, there it goes. Yep, he's got that wheel cranked to the right, trying to save it, and just boom, nowhere to go. Yeah, it's a rough thing.
And you know what that just kind of reminds me of? When one of our friends, as well as myself, we road racing and we pit, just kind of always screaming to ourselves, cold tires, because that's what happens on these restarts. Even in oval racing, you come out of the pits, first couple laps, you got to be real careful. As you saw here with Byron McDonald in the 23 F-150, kind of breaking loose all by himself out of 2, and around she went.
Yeah, Jake, I tell you what, there's 2 drivers that I'm really looking at here in terms of our from start of race to now. A couple drivers. You got Matt Johnson in 5th. He started 18th this evening. Jose Castellanos started in 12th for Stryker Motorsports, and he has slowly worked his way up to 7th. But the big one there, Kyle Wimble in 12th right now, started 36th this evening. So in 29 laps, he has been able to make up 24 positions. So kind of makes you wonder if he doesn't have one in the chamber there ready to fire towards the end, Jake.
Hey, I mean, you got to shout out Kyle Wimble for that drive through the field so far. We've had 4 cautions in 20 or 30 laps now. That's pretty impressive to gain that many spots. 24 spots in not even 30 laps. He's gaining probably 1 or 2 spots almost a lap. Because obviously we didn't have 30 laps, green flag racing. So, this 91 truck, got to keep your eye out on him for Jonathan Byer Racing. I think we'll be seeing the 91 of Kyle Wimble creeping back, or keep moving on up this list towards the top 10, top 5, battling for the lead eventually.
Jake, how hard is it as a driver? I mean, I know how hard it is, but just tell the fans at home how hard it is when you get these early cautions and they just keep seeming to happen again and again. If you're someone like Cole Martin, you get to control these restarts. You kind of love it because you don't have to drive as hard. You get to control the restart, kind of jump out a little bit there. But when you're someone like Corey Saucier, Nathaniel Mon, Matt Johnson, for instance, how frustrating is it just to go through and see those yellow flags continue to come out right as you start to gain a little momentum?
Yeah, if you're the leader, like you said, Cole Martin's just year to year grinning. He's loving it. The laps are clicking off. All he's got to do is just get through the gears on these restarts, and he doesn't have to worry about getting past because the yellows are coming out so quick. But if you're second place truck of Nathaniel Mon, the 84, you're kind of getting annoyed by it, a little frustrated because starting P2s, I wouldn't say it's tough, but it's just it's a grind out there on the outside of the front row. You got to time it right every single time so you're not getting run over from behind or losing a ton of spots on the inside. You're just trying to get down, get cleared into the inside lane. Some I do kind of if it's this kind of race. I almost rather just fall back to P3. That way I'm on the inside where Corey Saucier is for these restarts because it's just a little bit less stress, Dean?
Yeah, Corey definitely a good driver at restarts when he has control, and I'm interested to see what he's going to do here with Cole Martin, the big jumps that he's had. The pace truck pulls down, the field is in Cole Martin's hands. He comes off turn 4, green flag flies here at Phoenix, and he gets another good jump. Nathaniel Mon right behind him as they head down for turn number 1.
Yeah, they're going to barrel down into turn 1. These two Bronco trucks seem to be working together on these restarts because they're timing it out to a T here. This 85 and 80. Or 85 and 84 are able to pull away a little bit, but right there on that rear tailgate of Nathaniel Mon is that
3 wide
here. That's some 3 wide back here in the middle of the pack, Dean. It's getting dicey. All these yellows we've seen. Daniel Ballard making some moves. Restarted about 21st already, up to 16th, 15th place. So he knows where he's supposed to be. He knows he wants to be back up front.
Well, Jake,
I'm sure we'll see him kind of cut this dog leg and really hold it real low down here to get some more.
Jake, you mentioned cold tires a little bit ago, but here's the big thing. Right now you have fresh tires, and at Days Inn, fresh tires are always going to go through and handle a little bit better, especially somewhere here, like at Phoenix's. Ballard's going to take him 3 wide again as he goes to try to get him 2 more.
Oh, we got another wreck down the front. Jonathan Byer.
Oh my man, Evans shot through the air. We've got trucks flipping all over. Oh, my goodness, Joe Ruggles.
Joe Ruggles.
The 224.
Wow, we got the Phoenix parking lot out here like it's Interstate I-75 through Atlanta.
What a huge wreck, Jake. That's something you expect to see in Daytona or Talladega. Sandwich Man Racing.
Got to be careful. They're kind of flying around. There's still trucks sitting out here.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Be aware of what's out here in front of them.
The Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Wreck Replay. I don't know what type of a sandwich they're going for, but right now it's going to be about a mile-high pastrami from a deli in New York. Let's take a look here and see.
All by himself, kind of got loose at the inside wall. Came back up the track, held the brake, and got launched.
Taylor Smith.
Taylor Smith. Oh man. Carnage there. Taylor Smith in the 24, just nowhere to go. Absolutely punted him through the air.
And there is no worse spot to just go around here, Jake, than this front stretch at Phoenix because you don't really have a chance to drag brakes.
Oh, my word.
Oh, man. You don't have a chance to drag brakes. You don't have a chance to miss anything. It turns into this type of a parking lot. You got to be able to try to get around that. I want to see if Daniel Bowdler managed to get past it here at all because...
I believe he was ahead of it, Dean. Another car I see who was involved, Joe Ruggles, our pole sitter, now having to have to use both of his faster pairs here, and we're not even to halfway yet in this race, Dean.
And Cody Riggs just about missed that one there. Just, sometimes a truck will come down at the last minute. Let's see what happened with Joe Ruggles' point of view. He starts getting the run, and then, everybody stopped. Oh, man, there's nothing you can do.
Man, barrel rolling.
I mean, unless you have a spotter screaming in your ear telling you to stop, I mean, there's nothing you can do there. And even then, you're worried about what's coming from behind you as well. So,
I mean, have you ever, Dean?
Myself last year in Mid-South Madness, Jake, I definitely had the exact same scenario happen here, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that would involve Taylor Smith, too. So, just not a very pleasant 2 races at Phoenix here between last year and this season for Mr. Smith.
No, not at all, but he was having a great race this season here at Phoenix so far. I mean, it's early on, obviously. We're not even to lap 40 yet, but Cole Martin, again, just up front leading these laps. And that's the thing in our league. You get a bonus point for leading a lap, but then you also get some bonus points for leading the most. So Cole's just loving this. He'll pace around this Silverado all night if it has to be that way. He's been up front the last few weeks, like we've alluded to already. He's trying to get that first win. I think it'll really kind of knock the dust off his shoulders and, really give him a vote of confidence the rest of the season.
Yeah, Jake, and I just had a chance to go back and watch that replay myself. When Evan went around, Daniel Bowdler and him, they probably didn't have a foot between them. Bowdler actually saw it coming, moved up the track a little bit, and the slightest bit that he moved up was the margin that he missed that 48 truck in. So that's good news for that 6 car coming back through the field tonight, because he's still got his fast repair. He may be a little out of breath right now, and thankful that he missed that, but definitely.
Could have been a Cole Brown moment, too, for him, Dean, for Daniel Bowdler in that 28 truck.
Well, it happens to the best of us, Jake, and unfortunately I had one of those Sunday night at Las Vegas, and you got to conveniently see my radiator in your driver's side door at the end of it.
Yeah, I got a few cracked ribs and punctured the lung from that. That was a hard hit. Just all kidding aside, it's iRacing. That's the beauty of it. You get into one of these terrible wrecks, you walk away from it with nothing more but a disappointing feeling in how your race went. But here we are. Again, lining them up, coming to the green this time by. You see some guys that came out of pit last minute trying to catch up to the field. We got Cole Martin in the first place. Got his teammate from Bronco Motorsports, Nathaniel Mon, in second. Corey Saucier in third. Matt Johnson in fourth. And Cody Mann rounding our top 5.
Yeah, Jake, these guys, I have a feeling some of these guys are definitely clamoring for a long run here, but the pace truck is going to be off. The field is in the hands of Cole Martin. Another big jump this time. And this time they don't actually go quite single file behind them, so that could definitely help these two, this 85 and this 84 truck, as they hit for turn 1.
Yeah, they definitely are. They're racing like they got unlimited fast repairs. I hope some of these guys know they've only got 2. I got to imagine there's quite a few guys that have run through both their fast repairs, kind of mirrored in the middle of the pack towards the back of the pack. But up front, got Cole Martin leading his teammate. Looks like the 20... I believe that's the 61. I'm sorry. That's Matt Johnson on the outside making a move around Corey Saucier. That's impressive in 3 and 4.
Yeah, Matt Johnson definitely has been coming from the back here. He's going to be stuck on this high side, which is not going to be fun going for turn number 3. But he might be able to get down in front of Madden, and he is not. Madden's going to take that dog leg. But, yeah, he's definitely showing that he's got something here in that 61 Toyota Tundra this evening.
He definitely is. You see the 15 of Michael Madden to his inside as they head through 3 and 4. Matt Johnson going to try to really rip the top, get a huge run down the front.
Clears him
across the line. Yeah,
I think he'll get it.
Clears him.
Sets the sights now on Corey Saucier. And this is what's amazing to me, Jake. Cole Martin does get that big run, but just look how quick these trucks begin to accordion back up. And, whether that be the trucks behind them just kind of watching what Cole's doing, whether that be a little bit of overdriving just because of nerves, you just see him about a half a lane up from Nathaniel Mon. And it just leads to a big run here. And I think Corey Saucier is actually going to be looking to the outside of Nathaniel Mon as they head for turn 1.
Oh, man, the 3-truck Corey Saucier. We got another yellow out on track, Dean.
Parking lot part 2.
Here we back are. Byron McDonald around involved. Andrew Harris again. We saw him involved on a wreck on lap 1.
Oh, no.
81 got turned by the right there. He kind of disappeared, though. Not sure what happened to him right there. That's the 10 of Walt Lipicki. 99, Mike Mosby involved. 24, Taylor Smith was down on the inside. Not sure if he was involved. But again, Dean, Sandwich Man Racing, Sports Memorabilia, Rec Replay. Check them out, Shopify. Awesome selection of sports memorabilia, from die-cast, hat, shirt, everything like that. Go give them some love. Here we are on board with the 10th truck, though, coming out of turn 4. We'll see what happened here, Dean.
Oh, it was way up ahead, Jake. Yeah, it was entering turn 1, and
Oh, the 86 truck, man, oh man, what a move by the 86. Got squirrely, saved it. We'll see if we can't back this thing up here. We're on board with the 87. You see him on the inside of Mike Mosby, the 99. That looks like...
yeah, it looks like Mosby maybe
come together.
Yeah, Mosby got a little bit loose off the corner, it looks like, and when he tried to correct it, just caught a little bit of the rear, or the right rear of Andrew Harris, and just winds up spinning everybody as they head down here for turn 1. Definitely not a fun thing to be involved in there, Jake. And the big thing with something like that I feel like we will be able to see between tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday night is how much room these guys begin to give, how much they begin to take. And
even that one was a bit of netcode too, Dean. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, Jake. Yeah, definitely some netcode there, and that's one big thing with it. Some of these guys, they may not have had the experience here with the netcode, so they may not exactly know how it handles, how it feels, what it's like to get hit by it. And sometimes you'll have that guy on that inside that'll maybe underdrive it a little bit, but just to attempt to avoid something like that, and with about a third of the race down here, it's going to be interesting to see if anybody else begins to adopt it, kind of take a look at it here through the end of the evening, just to say, hey, maybe we do take it just a hair more conservative at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got to imagine at this point, Dean, we have had 6 cautions here early on. We're not to lap, just clicked over to lap 45. I mean, this field's going to be, soon 20 trucks or less the way things are going out here at Phoenix Raceway. The amount of fast repairs used, the amount of saws cutting off body panels of these trucks, man. I mean, it's been crazy. But up front, we've got a new leader in the house, 86, Brian Crocker for Bronco Motorsports. Looks like he stayed out on that yellow.
Might not be a bad call, Jake. I mean, you didn't have a ton of laps on your tires here. Try to gain some track position, flipped a little bit. You got Crocker in first, Jason Kratke in second. Byron McDonald already recovered here from that incident up here in third. I mean, he was a part of that last wreck, so naturally he just kind of stays out. Cole Martin's going to be coming in there in fourth, so this is going to be his first experience other than the initial start of the race, starting on the outside, as Corey Saucier is going to be to his inside. Michael Madden's going to be behind him in sixth. Matt Johnson's still trying to work his way up in seventh. Nathaniel Mon lost a couple spots there on pit road, fell back to eighth, and Jose Castellanos just quietly kind of sitting there in ninth with Bobby Anderson in 10th.
Yeah, I just want to shout out point to the 23. He's got quite a bit of damage on the front end and the rear bumper. So this is going to be interesting here on this restart, Dean.
Yeah, Jake, one thing you definitely have to watch out for if you're those guys from the third row back is, even though there wasn't a ton of laps on these tires, do you see any type of wheel spin up front? What type of launch is Brian Crocker going to get? If these tires mean that much after about 5 or 6 laps, how well are all these fresh tire guys going to be able to navigate through these guys with older rubber on the trucks?
Yeah, I want to say I'm listening to the in-race race chatter right now. This 86 truck of Brian Crocker was asking for an EOL. Our admin was not able to give it to him with half a lap, so you're going to see him go and kind of drop to the apron. This could throw a little curveball to some guys. Not too sure, in the middle of the pack, kind of what's happening here. So hopefully things are able to go through as we get back green flag racing.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of wheel spin there from the 86, but he's still going to lead him down here. A much tighter blanket than what we've
18
seen.
of Bobby Anderson almost went way up into the wall.
Oh, we've got 3 wide. Cole Martin's going to try to stick it here to the middle to try and take this lead.
And we got 3 wide here for P3, 86. Oh, man, got into the 23.
Oh, we have trouble. Oh, man, big wreck behind Nathaniel Mon. We've got trucks everywhere. It looks like the 10 of Walt Lepicki, Mike Mosby. Oh, some other vehicles around. Oh, the 115. Who is that? That truck is smoking. Jeffrey Stewart from H2K Motorsports. Guys, we talked about needing a good run tonight, as we're going to take another look at the Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Wreck replay just to see what happened here, Jake. Kind of that byproduct that we talked about here again, I believe.
Yeah, I believe at one point they might have been 5 wide coming through this dog leg up here. And 84 went for a ride on the wall.
Oh, Brandon Domain and Travis Trevelyan both got into it.
The 99 Mike Mosby, another 10 of Walt Lipicki. Here we go. They're 3 wide right here. So they definitely weren't 5, and kind of looked like the 23 and the 86. Those two both didn't realize how close they were to one another, and unfortunately running into each other.
Yeah,
man, oh man. Just a ton of trucks trying to get low to avoid it, Dean. You know, we're at wrong place, the wrong time.
Yeah, Jake, unfortunately, you know, we talked a little bit ago about how you don't want to be involved in a wreck on the front straightaway, but tonight it just, you know, it looks like that there's not too much of a safe place if you begin to see someone lose it a little bit. As like you said there, it just kind of looks like that the 86 moved up a little bit and sent Byron McDonald around, and it's just, I mean, it's tight corners here. Not a lot of room to navigate. You have to hope that everybody can hold their own.
Exactly, and you know that's the thing. 23 knew he had a truck to his outside. I think he was just giving him some room to the outside. Didn't realize how close the 86 was to his inside. And again, they just got into one another. Right, and again, Dean, you know, like I was saying, right before we went back green, the 86 of Brian Crocker had asked for the EOL, and the admin, you know, had said he couldn't give it to him because it was too close to going green. You know, kind of, you know, that kind of thing can just, you know, obviously cause incidents like we just saw. It's just another piece to the puzzle, Dean.
Yeah, Jake, you know, those bonus points definitely can mean a lot there to a driver, especially if you get down to the end of the playoffs. I mean, you think 1 point meaning the difference between advancing and not, but at the same time, you know, you've got to be able to take a look and say, hey, is that 1 point for the bonus worth potentially losing another 15, 20 points in terms of position? And right there, I mean, I don't know if Brian Crocker has another fast repair. I know we saw Byron McDonald wrapped up earlier in a wreck, but you know, it can definitely cause it can cause a ripple effect through the point standings as we go through. And I'm not certain if Crocker does have a fast repair, because you see that deck lid sticking a little bit up there.
And you know, Dean, maybe he doesn't use it right there. You know, this is about our 7th or 8th caution. We're on lap 50. You know, we're on our 7th caution. Shout out to our production booth, Sean Griffith, feeding us this great information. 7th yellow so far. We're lap 51, so he's saving them maybe if he does have some, or have 1 or 2 of his fast repairs left.
Well, Jake, I have a feeling with this restart, with some of the, you know, just kind of seeing how everything went, we're going to see how this 54 truck of Jason Crackey can get a restart. But, you know, much like what he's got there on the quarter panel with Flavor Bomb seasonings, I think it might be a little spicy on this restart if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, spicy is an understatement, Dean. This race has been pretty wild when it comes to these restarts and, you know, all the yellows it's caused. So we'll see what happens here. We got the 54 truck and Jason Crackey up front. Got a new leader on one of these restarts again. So here we go, 54 truck. Let's show us what you got. Kind of missed the shift, it looked like, because Cole Martin really was able to pull away and clear himself to the inside. We're going to go 3 wide into 1. He's going to hit his teammate, the 3 truck.
Oh, Corey Saucer, what a save right there. Oh, but we have yellow back behind him, though. Oh, Jake, I'm getting word here from our production booth. Might have been Matt Johnson who was on that charge to the front. Looks like him and possibly Taylor Smith. But I know who's going to tell us. That'll be the Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Rec Replay.
There we go. We're going to see it again on our Rec Replay. 61 truck, Matt Johnson to the outside of some guys going into 1. Looks like he got ran over a little bit, the way that truck kind of came out from underneath him.
I couldn't tell there, Jake.
Let's see if we can't find another view, you know.
We'll see if our wonderful guys up in the blimp flying over this afternoon maybe have any.
Yeah, so here we go on this restart into 1, Dean. 87 truck behind him. 61 on the brakes. Yeah, 87 kind of gives him a little tap, and around she goes for Matt Johnson. And then he tries saving it, loops it again. Mike Lewis involved, Evan Scott involved. 24 of Taylor Smith able to check up.
Oh, look at the 115. He slams those brakes a little bit too. Yeah, Jake, I mean,
that's like driving into the Target parking lot and trying to find a spot. Next thing you know, Dodge Caravan throws that thing into reverse and you about get T-boned. That's what that looked like right here for the 115.
Man, that may be one of the moves of the race right there for Jeffrey Stewart, just to lock that bad boy down. That was actually very impressive. Yeah, Jake, I mean, this is all the action that we all thought it was going to be here this evening. Unfortunately, that is, once again, we kind of saw it earlier. When you get into that turn one, especially on a restart, different guys are going to have different braking points. Some guys know a little more of what their trucks will do, and some guys, they may be just trying to get all the life that they can out of those new tires. And, you kind of looked like the inside line had checked up a little. Looked like the 87 had moved to the outside lane, which is a perfectly legal move on a restart to pass on the outside just to try and keep from losing momentum. And when he did, he got down in there, got to the back of Matt Johnson, and just couldn't get it woed up in time.
Absolutely, Dean. And we're on our 8th yellow of the night tonight on lap 55 here at the Cactus 125 at Phoenix. If you're just tuning in, this is about all we've really seen for the most part, is yellow flags and a little bit of green flag runs. Cole Martin leading this thing up front with Michael Madden in the 15 truck right behind him in P2. And that Ford truck, Jose Castellanos in 3rd place.
Yeah, Jake, up from 12th. It's actually impressive to see him kind of make this drive. Each and every week I've seen one of those striker trucks that have quietly been sitting there in the top 5 somewhere, and just every week some unfortunate event has unfolded. So it'll definitely be interesting here to see how Jose can wind up working this restart here. He'll have the inside lane right behind Cole Martin, and just to kind of see how that plays here between now and the end of this next 70 laps.
Yeah, it really will be interesting to watch, Dean, as we still got 70 laps to go right here. I'm interested to see if this thing can go green for a long stretch and kind of see who's got the faster car on the longer run. Right now it's been the 85 Cole Martin on these shorter runs, but it kind of seems to fall off for him after about 10-15 laps of green flags.
Don't look now, Jake. You see outside 3rd lane Daniel Bowdler. He is a man on a mission right now, and if I'm Cole Martin and I'm looking back and seeing that outside lane in my mirror, I'm getting a little panicked right now.
Yeah, definitely got to be. Daniel Bowdler, knows what he's doing on these restarts. P3 outside. He'll take it 3 wide. He'll send it on that dog leg right here if he gets the chance to. This pace truck's going to peel off. It's going to be in the hands of Cole Martin once again, Dean.
Another big jump by Cole Martin. This time he's going to beat Michael Madden. Madden's going to look to get to the inside, and he absolutely will. Daniel Bowdler manages to get to the inside as well, and looks like Vincent Cortez is going to get hung up on that outside lane.
Daniel Bowdler going to take over P4. He's going to drop probably down through the dog leg, follow the top 3 as he closes and sets his sights on the 4 truck of Jose Castellanos. So Daniel Bowdler rebounded from that wreck early on with Joe Ruggles, trying to get back up front.
But we got a battle here.
Our leader here, but Michael Mann had to check up or something. Oh, he's going to throw the block. It's pretty early to be doing that.
Not the room to be blocking there, but he makes it work. Castellanos cut him a little bit of a break right there, Jake. Not a break that most people have been getting tonight, but he definitely cut him a break with that 4 truck.
Yeah, he definitely did. It's good to see that, he didn't really send it in there, but at the same time, you want to block like that pretty early on, you kind of open the door for guys to be doing that to you, and you see 4 truck did another huge run here to the inside. Michael Madden not really going to block as hard that time.
Oh, he overdrove it a little bit, Jake.
He did, but they barely touch, and here they go. But right now, Cole Martin kind of pulling away from these guys, but here's your man, my pick, Daniel Bowdler for this thing. Going to go 3 wide, it looks like through the middle.
He's just going to stick it to the outside here as Michael Madden just powers around the outside as well. You got to be careful right here, Jake. I mean, you've seen a lot of these wrecks getting down in here. You look in your rear view, you see trucks coming. He cuts down. It's going to be close.
Him up. Two break. It looked like that 6 truck.
Yeah, Jake, I mean, this track right now, I'm kind of looking at the temperature of it. It's 82 degrees. It's dropped almost 15 degrees since the start of this race. And, these cold tires staying cold just a little bit longer on these restarts. But, those are the type of moments you kind of you lock them away. You think about them for the end of the race, knowing how hard you can drive that truck, as Bowdler's going to try to get a run here on the 4, and he will clear him heading into turn number 1.
Yeah, he dives down to the inside. Didn't have the braking loops of his truck that time, as you saw the lap before. He's going to try to reel down our 2 front runners. But here in the back of the pack, or not in the 7th place, Vincent Cortez, the 69 of Tank Racing, having a great run. The 33 Nathan Nixon, right in front of him now, makes the pass for 6. So a couple guys, that have had some really good runs the last few weeks, but taken out for a couple of a number of things. Having good runs here at Phoenix.
Yeah, Jake, and I tell you what, one of the things I've been watching all night is while Cole Martin has been able to lead this thing, whoever's been behind him, whether it be Michael Madden, whether it be Nathaniel Mon, or now Daniel Bowdler's starting to pull up, they start getting real close to that bumper, and then it's almost like they get up and a little bit of the air gets taken off the nose, and they get real loose, and it allows Cole just to pull back down the straightaway. And it'll be interesting to see here as this race goes on if Michael's able to go through, maybe get a little clean air just to get that pass taken care of. As he's going to look down here to the inside on the dog leg as they head for turn number 3. He's going to move right back up on track, run a little lower line than what Cole is, and Cole's going to get a big run off the corner just because of how much Michael had to blow up.
Yeah, definitely. Cole's going to kind of pull away down the front. We'll see if Madden's able to regroup and close him in. Michael Madden a little bit later on the brakes, really closing in on him, and a little bump there to the 85 through the middle of 1 and 2, Dean.
Yeah, Jake, I mean, the big thing here is, at this track, you definitely don't want to be doing your passing going into the corner. You want to try to pass them coming out. And right now, Michael's just using everything that truck has in it in terms of those brakes. And the whole time that he does, you've got Daniel Bowdler slowly creeping in that picture. That truck's getting a little bigger in his rear view. But even behind Daniel Bowdler, you also have Jose Castellanos, who's pulling up a little closer to him. I mean, the top 5 are right there within less than a second of one another as Bowdler goes to move to the outside here of Madden.
Yeah, a little power move, not taking the dog leg, but able to kind of get a big run, extending the track length. See if he can't make a move down this front stretch on the 15 truck.
That's the one thing I've been watching Daniel Bowdler do this evening is he is going to look and he's going to throw a block. Oh, they're going to touch, but they save it, and Bowdler's going to be able to drive right past both of them, I believe, here. Man, I think Michael Madden just got down in there a little hot trying to protect that line from Daniel Bowdler, and in the end, it almost cost Cole Martin that spot as well.
Yeah, Madden really had to dive it in deep, trying to throw the block, but not get bumped into by the 6 truck from throwing the block on him, and Bowdler takes P2. See what he can do here on Cole Martin. See if he can be the first one to, get around them, green flag wise.
Jake, the one big thing that I'm watching Bowdler do that I'm not seeing anybody else doing here this evening, he is actually going to the outside rather than cutting that dog leg when he wants to set a pass up. And right here you'll see it. He's running in high. He gets to take a wider arc and just kind of drive that truck down. And there's not a lot of banking over there in 3 and 4, but it's almost like it drives it off of a hill.
Oh, we got one truck, I believe, that was back in 8th place there. Kind of got squirrely down the front, Dean. Not sure who that was. But they saved it. No yellow, obviously. I don't think he hit the inside wall, but to your point, yeah, if Daniel Bowdler can get this pass done from the high line, that's got a shot.
Oh, he's going to touch him there.
That's all fair game. I mean, we are short track racing right there, just giving him a little nudge, saying, "Hey, buddy, I'm here. I'm a little quicker than you." But it's all good and good stuff here at Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, Jake, and that's what's just kind of amazing me right now. Just the type of run that Bowdler is making. And I think for Cole Martin, you've got to be able to look into that rearview mirror, see what he's doing, and be able to try to take that line away from him a little bit, or run the line yourself and see if you don't run a little quicker than what he's doing. Is he kind of did right there and kind of maintained the gap as they worked their way off 3 and 4.
When we got some lap traffic coming up, Dean, this is going to be interesting for our leaders, kind of navigating through them. Kind of depends where they catch them. Bowdler's been making that high line work. Like you said, just kind of cutting it off the top, making that thing roll. So we'll see what happens here as we close in on these trucks. They'll eventually be getting lapped here. 99 down on the apron, get the pit lane here. Saw a puff of smoke. Wonder if he blew up or something like that.
Yeah, Jake, not entirely certain. Sometimes you can get those little puffs of smoke here out of the tailpipes. It may not necessarily be anything fatal, but these guys are going to be coming up on this lap traffic here in a hurry, as it looks like Joe Ruggles there, our pole sitter, just kind of moves to the inside for these guys. It's interesting now, because now that Bowdler's caught him, it's kind of like the old adage, you caught him, what are you going to do with him here? And, if you're Bowdler, do you go through, just kind of ride save your equipment, you've been able to run up here, or do you kind of force the issue just to try and be able to check out over the rest of the field?
Yeah, if you're Cole Martin, you almost kind of got to think to yourself, is it worth running on this hard? With 54 laps to go, kind of let them go at this stage of the race. Mike Lewis going to drop down under the yellow, let our leaders go cleanly and get by. No harm, no foul there.
One thing I'd love to do is go on board with our helmet cam that we have with Daniel Bowler this evening, just to see how close it is in terms of his bumper to Cole Martin. You see him really working that wheel up off the corner. He's going to drop below that dogleg. You see how violent it is as the suspension unloads. He's going to head for turn 3, and he beats him into the corner a little bit, and he wiggles up. You can see that tail end of that 85 truck get a little loose. Bowler drives it down just a little bit, and they come up off the corner, and now he looks to try to set him up for turn 1, but he's just not as close. A lap here at Phoenix goes by real quick, Jake, and one little hiccup can cost you quite a bit of time. Bowler's going to look for the inside here for turn 3.
He sure is.
He's going to have a lap truck
in front of him too. This is going to get hairy out of 4.
It's going to be the 79. It looks like they're
lap truck gets out of the way. Kind of might hurt Bowler on exit though. Kind of had to check up. Didn't want to wash up into the 79. Yeah. And again, Dean, a thing here with Daniel Bowler kind of running the tire tracks of the 85. He's keeping up with him on that tailgate. Not really trying to get by him too heavily aggressive right now. But
we have trouble on the racetrack as Bowler.
Oh. I believe it was the 99 truck on the front stretch here at the start-finish line. Got to be careful here for these leaders. Whew. It's always a scary sight, Dean Brummett.
It is, and Jake, I can't tell you how many wrecks I've seen happen right there just because you get turned around and you try to get that truck turned and pointed in the right direction, and once again, there's just no room to work there. But we're going to see what happened on our Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Wreck Replay. Just looks like Mosby just kind of loops it. I think we may need to go back just a little bit to see if maybe he had gotten in the wall, something like that. It just...
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe our production truck telling us kind of blinked out. I aren't able to see it, but I got to imagine he either just kind of got loose all by himself, trying to save the truck there from the inside wall, and around he went, and there's our flag man just whipping that yellow flag right there, kind of like what Sean Griffith is going to do to Jason Tripp in our All-Star race coming up on May 9th.
Well, Jake, our guys up front are on pit road right now, and that 85 truck of Cole Martin's going to lead them down. Daniel Bowler right behind him. We're going to see how fast these pit crews can go here because, that was our longest green flag run of the night. Right now, tires definitely are a premium. Some shade over the track here in Phoenix. Looks like everybody hits their boxes. Okay, Bowler short-stopped just a little bit and had to move up, so he may wind up losing a little bit of time here, but we'll see what happens as these pit crews fire these tires off.
Yeah, again, we only went 18 laps, so, the 2-tire stop could work here. Kind of surprised no one's doing it. You've seen how hard it is to pass. Michael Mann going to come out P2 on that, but honestly, Bowler kind of probably would rather be P3. That way he's right behind Cole Martin on one of these.
Yeah, Jake, the big thing I want to actually look up here at Cole Martin because, he's had Michael Madden touch him. He's had Daniel Bowler touch him, and the back bumper on that 85 truck's kind of mushed in just a little bit. I don't think it's going to really hurt him anything at all, but it just kind of shows you here the level of drivers that we have. They've been able to go through, kind of put a little bumper to the guys in front of them, and not necessarily dump them, not move them out of the way, but. It's definitely going to be interesting here. I mean, if you're Cole Martin, do you even debate possibly picking the outside lane for this restart?
I would imagine he sticks to that inside. That's where he's been restarting all night so far, Dean, and it's been paying off really well, keeping this lead for the majority of this race. So I got to imagine he's just going to stay down low. And hey, if you get around me on the outside, kudos to you for doing so. But if you're Cole Martin, you're loving how you're restarting here on this inside line.
Yeah, the inside line's treated him very well. I mean, the big thing I can say with Cole is just watching him last week at Las Vegas and watching him this week at Phoenix. The man definitely has control of his truck. He has a lot of speed there with that Bronco Motorsports machine. And, like we said last week, just kind of some unfortunate circumstances, a product of trying to go and claim a win on the final lap. But this week, kind of makes you wonder if he's got any deja vu going on, in that truck, wondering if he's got any flashbacks to last week as we come down here to these final 45 laps here. I tell you what, Jake, I'd love to maybe, if we get another caution here, maybe take a look and speak with him here just to see what happens. But right now, we've got them stacked up here 2 wide, getting ready to go green again as the wave around trucks go around the Chevy Silverado pace vehicle.
Yeah, so we're going to be getting the green flag this time by. Again, Cole Martin leading this thing. Michael Madden, that 25 truck, P2. Daniel Ballard, third now. Fourth place, I believe, Nathan Nixon, the 33. Vincent Cortez, fifth. So we got some new guys kind of filling in our top 5.
Yeah, Jake, that's one thing I love is the parity that you have in this league. So, so many different guys that are able to run in so many different positions. And right now, one thing that's not been parity tonight is Cole Martin leading them to the green. Daniel Bowdler directly behind him as Cole Martin gets a big jump. Bowdler is going to look to try to get to the inside of Michael Madden, and he is going to get there as they head for turn number 1.
Michael Madden really throwing the blocks on these restarts, as you've seen multiple times here so far. Daniel Bowdler going to get to his inside. He's going to drop through the dog leg, be to the inside of Madden as they head into turn 3.
Yeah, Michael Madden's just going to power along that outside lane there, Jake. And we've seen that on these new tires, but he is going to lose a little momentum, get a little loose in front of Bowdler, and he's able to check up. Trouble down the front straightaway. Castellanos goes around here, Jake. Oh, look at everyone come by. Woo-hoo! That is a helpless feeling right there.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of got loose all by himself, unless he got some help from behind, possibly. But again, Dean, we're going to find out right here on this Sandwich Man Racing Rec replay.
Let's just see. He's going here through turn 3. Comes out of 4. Yep, cold tires, Jake. We've talked about it all night, cold tires. You don't have enough speed going for turn 1 on these restarts to really get loose in most cases. But by the time that you get back around to turn 3 and 4, there's just so little banking in that corner, especially compared to 1 and 2. It can break loose. And it looks like Vincent Cortez, an innocent bystander in that wreck as well.
I wonder. Gotta ask our production booth. Hop on board the truck, the 61 truck of Matt Johnson, real quick. And back it up coming out of turn 4 to watch what happened to him here when that yellow was happening. I know it's going to take him a moment, but here we are through the middle of 3 and 4. As you see Jose Castellanos in that 4 truck in front of him, he's going to get loose. He's going to go around. You're going to see Vincent Cortez get into the back of him. And Vincent's going to get loose, tag him in the right rear up towards the outside wall.
What a save. My goodness. Wow.
Locking the brake up to keep it from continuing up the track into that outside wall. That right there has got to be the save of the race so far here.
Let's take a look here, Jake. And I mean, you see he's already run back through the field again. Wreck, and he thinks he's missed it.
Good tag. Definitely locked it down. Might have even downshifted a bit. As you saw the RPMs kind of jump back up. Beautiful driving right there from the 61 of Matt Johnson.
Well, Jake,
so he's P6 right now, and he avoided getting taken out and filtered back to the back of the pack. So,
well, Jake, his tires are going to have some heat in them, especially those rears. But I'll tell you what, someone who's been on a heater this evening has been Cole Martin. And let's try and take a look and see if we can't get him up here into the Speed Racing Network booth. Hey, Cole, this is Dean Brummett and Jake Rowell. How are you doing this evening?
It's pretty stressful up here.
Oh, I'd say so, buddy. Me and Jake were talking about last week just how you dominated at Las Vegas and, not to open any old wounds, but, unfortunately just didn't end the way that you wanted to in that race. And seeing this, kind of freight train barreling down on you here between Michael Madden and Daniel Bowdler, what do you have in that truck this evening here that's helped you be able to jump out to these restarts and just hold the track the way that you are?
Well, I think the method is to hold the bottom in 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. I mean, they're going to get to your bumper, but, I mean, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, man, I understand. It's stressful.
And, Cole, I got to imagine, knowing Michael Mann and Daniel Bowdler are behind the 2 guys that are both pretty quick in their own, like yourself, as well as, they're they're pretty aggressive with it, throwing blocks and kind of sending it in a little deeper than most guys would. Does it make you nervous when you got guys like that behind you?
Yeah, it really does. I've gotten shoved up a couple times, but I'm just trying to save my tires, not burn them up. I think I could easily pull away, maybe.
Well, good luck.
I've been trying to save a little bit.
Well, Cole, good luck to you, buddy. We're going to get you down there with the rest of your team as you get ready to restart here, and we definitely love watching you fire off on those restarts. So good luck. We'll speak to you later, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Well, Jake, the magic of TV, we get him back into his truck and to his team in the nick of time as the Chevy Silverado pace truck pulls off here. Cole Martin going to have this field in his control again. Another big launch here by that 85 truck. We're going to look and see here if Michael Madden can go through and move in front of Daniel Bowler. He's going to move up a little bit, but oh, look at that big run. The 15 gets down in there. He's going to put the bumper to the 85.
61 got taken out from the inside. Another yellow. 26 of Josh Mueller got into his left rear.
Oh no, Jake, that is rough. Much like the Final Destination movie. Sometimes when the Grim Reaper misses you in one place, he's going to come back and find you in another. But we'll take a look here on the Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Rec replay just to see what happened.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's been a lot of the Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Rec replays, and here we are on board again. Matt Johnson, 61. 26 truck to the inside, unfortunately got in a little deep, gets into him, and again, listening to the race chat, 26 just apologized to Matt Johnson, the 61. So class act there. Always got to love hearing that.
Oh yeah, Jake, definitely when you know that you're at fault, it helps. Yeah, he just gets down in there and that just kind of locks it up a little bit, and nice little drift off the wall here to keep it out of any more harm. But oh yeah, then you got the 19 that comes and gets piled into him. It's that time, Jake. Everybody's seen it here. You've only had really one green flag run for the night, so let's go on board here with Corey Sauce here. It looks like he may have missed this wreck here too. He sees the smoke up ahead, gets the 18 truck, gets on the brakes.
Gosh.
Wow, Jake, I tell you what. At our postseason banquet for move of the year, I think it's just going to be an entire compilation of misses from Phoenix.
Hey, Dean, I guess you're the one putting on that show for the post-race or postseason awards ceremony with the amount of talk you've been doing about it. So I'm interested to see what you got for us once the season's all done and over with.
Well, much like my racing career, Jake, it's just a whole lot of disappointment. So I wouldn't get your hopes up too awful high.
You know what they say, the one that talks a lot is the one that thinks a lot, and you definitely do it, and I love it, buddy, because you got some great ideas, and great ideas right now for this 85 is just hoping and praying for more yellows, because honestly, the more there are, the quicker this thing is just going to be, even more in the lap for Cole Martin to kind of walk away from Phoenix with this win, Dean.
Yeah, Jake, now if I'm Cole Martin, because you've had so many restarts here, it kind of, to me, right, just if I'm in that position, I've got the confidence of saying, yeah, I can pull away from these guys. I can control these restarts, but, you just kind of worry about getting monotonous with it, and if you go through and you don't change up your cadence, so to speak, you could worry about these guys getting your outside, or Daniel Bowler going through and possibly just getting a good restart, and before you know it, he may be pushing you down through turn one.
Yeah, and you see, again, I gotta ask you, Dean. We've had these little short runs. If you're a guy second, third, fourth, fifth, if we get a couple quick yells here, do you kind of come down pit lane, try to pull the rest of the field behind you to get fresher tires than our leader Cole Martin? Because at some point this thing's got to go on a bit of a green flag run to kind of get a leg up on Cole, and have fresher tires to be able to drive around him, maybe to the inside through 3 and 4 to the outside, and at what point do you kind of just have to throw that kind of strategy at it?
Yeah, Jake, I think it's just too late for that type of strategy. You know, we're getting ready to come down here to about 35 to go, and to me, about the only way that a strategy like that is going to work is if we have another quick caution, you pit here, and we maybe go about 20 laps or so. You know, you just take it super easy on your equipment and have a bunch of guys stay out. But at this point, I just think that the new tires are just entirely too valuable for these guys. So, you know, I think any type of pit strategy that could have taken place, yeah, I think it's out the window now. It's all about gas pedal, brakes, and steering column, buddy.
Alrighty, Dean. Well, we'll see what happens there with your guess. But again, here we go. 85 truck early on the gas pedal this time. A little bit earlier than we've seen from Cole Martin. He's going to pull away, and Daniel Ballard to the inside of Madden before they're at the stripe. So Ballard's going to get P2 once this thing's all said and done through 1 and 2, unless something happens, you know, getting looser or something like that.
Cole did not get off of turn 1 very well, and it's going to be Michael Madden to his outside. Ballard's going to be right there. We're going to see what happens if Ballard can get clear this time, but Cole just did not get through turns 1 and 2 very well at all.
That's all right, though, because he was able to hold it to the bottom and keep Michael Madden from getting to his inside. But Michael Madden to the outside of Cole, going to kind of push his nose to the in front of him, but Cole's still there to his inside. I think Cole's going to get the preferred line off of 1 and kind of drive down through the dog leg. Yeah, Michael Madden and Cole kind of squeezing each other off of 2. And these boys are ready to race.
And Daniel Ballard sitting there in the catbird seat. Michael Madden gets into the rear bumper, moves him up the track. Ballard's going to come through, and he may have this lead by the time we come off of turn 2. Daniel Ballard to the inside.
Now, you know, Cole Martin just had that happen to him. At what point does he say, you want to play like that? I'll give it back to you right here.
Corey Saucier coming into the fray as well. Daniel Ballard finally, after all of that he has been through this evening, he's going to move up here into the lead. We're going to see here if Madden can go through and get a run back to his outside. He will not. But now we're going to see Cole Martin pull back up here to Madden. Madden pulls back up to Ballard. They accordion just like a snake in a rubber band here, Jake, all the way through this track.
Yeah, they do. And you're Cole Martin right now. You got to be a little frazzled from that move by Michael Madden. Kind of shot you up the track into 3 and 4. Was able to keep off of them. They get loose off of 2. Madden's just not cutting any slack for Cole Martin.
Yeah, and if you're Cole Martin here, I mean, you know, you got to look at it, and you know, you got to keep your head to you, but you can't let these guys push you around here. He's going to get into the back of Michael Madden again. You know, now he's going to throw a block on Corey Saucier. You've got to keep your head to you here, Jake. You cannot let what just happened to you dictate the rest of this race as they work their way
there on his left rear. Michael Madden's got to be careful. Cole not giving up any inch, even though Michael Madden, you know, cleared him. But right now, Daniel Ballard's kind of driving away from these 2.
Yeah, Jake, and the big thing right now, you just got to be as careful as you can, because these trucks, they're driving great, but they're driving terrible. I think Cole's going to have a chance to get to his inside this time, but yeah, Michael just kind of, he slid just a little bit.
Michael really overdrove 1 and 2. Going to lose a couple spots here. Cole's got to cover the bottom on Corey Saucier. Cole's got to set his sights set on Daniel Ballard. Kind of hone in right now. Kind of catch your breath and regather yourself and try to run down Daniel Ballard, because while those 2 were side-by-side racing for P2, Ballard was able to open up a 1.2 second lead on second place Cole Martin right now. So Cole's got to not worry about this 3 truck, even though he's right behind him, and just put fast laps down. We're coming to, you know, we're 30 laps to go, 29 laps to go this time by. So Cole's got to go, because like you said earlier in the show, Dean, these laps click off real quick here at Phoenix.
It's the short track that races like a big track, Jake, and like you said, these lap times ticking off here at sub 30-second lap times, and you know, he's going to set his sight back. You know, right now he's about 1.3 seconds back, and Corey Saucier just kind of moves up on his bumper as we're going to have trouble down in turn number 1 and 2. 2 cars getting to the wall.
Michael Madden just got spun around. Not sure what happened there. I believe that's what brought out the yellow.
Oh man, Jake, this changes the dynamic of this race completely here, as I believe Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Rec Replay is going to come up here for about the 14th time tonight. Let's take a look here and see what happens. Looks like he's got the 91 right behind him, and you know, 91 looks to his inside. Oh, and they just kind of touch. That's a tough part right there, Jake, because the track begins to kind of break away, like you have a little bit of the banking falling off. But if you're someone who's up there on that spot, it's a weird type of banking. It's kind of flat, and just looks like here with the 91 truck, he's going to Kyle Wimble. He's going to look to his inside.
Gets a runoff too, and
it almost looks like he tries to back. Yeah, it looks like he was going to try to cut the dog leg, but tried to maybe not cut it at the last second, and unfortunately just winds up getting into the left rear of Michael Madden and sending him around.
But here we go. This is what I'm talking about. I'm surprised we see back here Corey Knight get into Justin Kruckman in 1 and 2 up into the wall hard for Kruckman. I never like seeing that. But right now, it's something I've been saying all night. How come no one's tried 2 tires? You really haven't gone that many laps on these tires, and the left sides don't really wear that much here at Phoenix as opposed to the rights. Kind of shocked no one's done the 2-tire stop, especially kind of with how many short runs.
Ooh, looks like someone may have just taken it there, Jake.
No, that was the 19 truck of Justin Kruckman, actually, Dean. He was a lap down. That's all right, Dean.
I'm sorry, Jake. I'm so excited here, man. I mean, you got a 25 lap shootout coming down here.
You don't even know what to do with your hands right now, Dean.
I know, Jake. Do you think if we managed to get 15 cautions, you think we could talk Sandwich Man into giving me a free lunchbox?
I don't know, Dean. That sounds like a good offer, but I'm not Sandwich Man. That's between you and him. I know you like your sheet sandwiches, but that's a little bit different of an industry. So
yeah. Well, we'll continue to talk up the big game and see what happens. Looks like we had a couple trucks stay out here, Jake. Bobby Anderson's going to be leading the field here when we go back to green.
Exactly, the 18 truck of Bobby Anderson stayed out under that yellow. So our leader is going to be the 18 truck. Daniel Ballard going to be P2, Cole Martin P3, and Vincent Cortez in 4th. And man, Dean, that 5th place truck, Corey Knight, started 28th, and he's up to P5.
Corey Knight's needed a good run, Jake. You and I ran with him last year in Mid-South Madness, and he would have great runs, and just like we've talked about so many times, just circumstances he couldn't control would take him out of it. So he definitely needs him a good run. But let me ask you here, I mean, on this restart, you got Bobby Anderson out front leading. You got going to have Daniel Ballard to his outside, and on those last few restarts, we really got to see Michael Madden kind of take off, and that outside didn't so much kill him here. I mean, who do you like better on this restart? Do you like Ballard on his fresh tires on the outside, or Cole Martin on that second row on the inside?
I mean, I picked Daniel Ballard, so I got to stick with my pick here, Dean. Got to go Daniel Ballard. That 6 truck, 28 truck on the scoring monitor, but the 6 truck on your screen. I just think he's going to get a heck of a restart here. And those older tires for that 18 truck, even though he last pitted 14 laps ago, as you saw on the bottom of your screen, it does make a difference. So, and you put a driver like Daniel Ballard to the outside of that guy, and I think it's just going to be the 6 truck here taking the lead, maybe out of turn 2, if not out of 4, Dean.
Tell you what, Jake, if I'm Ballard, I'm a little worried here. Not that Vincent Cortez isn't a great driver, because he's been there in the top 10 all night long, but you've just seen how different of a speed margin there's been between that outside lane. And if you're Ballard, you hope you don't get run into as the pace truck pulls off here. Bobby Anderson has the field in tow. Going to look to see if there's any wheel spin. Green flag comes out, and Bobby actually gets he spins the wheels just a little bit
missed
here.
The shift. We're going to go 3 wide though. Cole Martin through the middle. This is going to be really, really interesting.
Oh, him and Ballard touch.
Not sure if he knew he was 3 wide, but Ballard can regroup here. He's going to get a run off the top. He'll be able to clear the 18 as they head into 3. So he's going to get to P2, try to run down Cole. That contact was incidental. I'm sure Ballard didn't realize they had been 3 wide with the 18 still there. He might have thought they were clear. They're wrecking, though, in the middle of 3 and 14.
Yeah, no caution yet. No caution yet. Oh, Travis Trevelyan goes around. Caution is out now.
54. Another parking lot on the front stretch.
Oh, yeah, Travis has that front end completely destroyed. I hope he's got a fast repair left here, because I know he was in it a little bit ago. So you kind of see that truck pointing to the right, dog tracking as they call it. Looks like his teammate Joe Ruggles there may be involved as well.
Yeah, it's tough to see. I mean, again, another parking lot on the front, 71 hard hit to the inside wall like we just saw, and I mean, these guys got nowhere to go with how tight the front stretch is here at Phoenix. Again, Dean, here you go, man.
Jake, let's definitely see here. I think it's going to be much of... Oh, my goodness. Oh, Jake, I couldn't really tell. It almost looks like Travis got... Almost looks like Travis got loose off the high side. Let's see what happened here.
Oh, yeah, the 87 of Andrew Harris got tagged a little bit, and then it was just kind of a waterfall and snowball effect down the front, man.
Jake, I want to go on board with Travis. I can't tell if that was a bout of net code or if he just got so loose coming up off the corner. Because, see, he looks like he should be in the clear. Yeah, he just got loose. Yeah, he tried to correct Jake and unfortunately just didn't have it there as the whole field comes by.
It was along for the ride at that point. Up front, though, Dean, Cole Martin leading this thing. It's going to be under 20 laps to go when we get the green flag, so this thing's almost over.
Man, Matt Johnson, he just got the bad end of it there. He almost wound up getting past it there, but then just you had the 16 truck kind of blow by and run into Travis, and just not a fun place to be there on the track.
No, it definitely isn't. And just it's been a tough race. We've seen all kinds of yellows, all kinds of accidents. We're rolling down here, coming to 20 laps to go. Kind of makes you a little nervous. One of these leaders kind of get into it with one another, and we see some leaders get taken out. They won't have many laps to kind of run through the field.
Yeah, and right now, Bowdler has driven his way through the field, but with that contact that he had with Cole, he's got a little bit of damage there on the left front. I can't really so much tell if it's legitimate damage or if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but it just kind of looks like right there where the left front fender and the hood meet that there's a little bit of a buckle right there in it, and you wonder if that's going to affect the handling, the speed, anything of the sorts for Daniel Bowdler.
Yeah, I do kind of see it. It's a little bit of damage. Thankfully, it is on the left side. Really shouldn't kill him that much here at Phoenix.
Let's figure out how bad that damage is, Jake. Why don't we see if we can get Daniel Bowdler up in the booth real quick?
All right, let's pull him up here.
Well, let's see. Looks like we don't have her.
We're working on getting Daniel Bowdler into the booth. Daniel Bowdler, it's Dean Brumman and Jake Rowell in the SRM booth, buddy. How's it going out there?
Oh, pretty good.
Daniel, we watched you battle after an original spin there towards the start of the race. Watched you just kind of fight your way up here. Had the lead there for a little bit in that last restart. Cole just timed it out perfectly. We saw you bump him a little bit. After that little bump, did the truck drive any differently? Is there any damage on it, or does it feel like you can kind of re-rack and go after this thing?
Oh, I think we're good. I think I can re-rack and go up there and get him. I wasn't really happy with the move that he made down there into one. I feel like he kind of drove me up the track a little unnecessarily there, but that's okay. I just hope he remembers that if I get to the point where I got to use the chrome horn at some point here. It's been good for the most part.
Well, Daniel, we definitely appreciate the time here, buddy. We'll go ahead and let you get re-racked. Good luck to you here. Hopefully we'll be speaking with you very, very shortly, sir.
All right, Dean. Well, we just heard it. Kind of sounded like you didn't realize they were 3 wide. The 18 truck was still to the inside of Cole Martin on that entry to turn 1 and 2. But here we go. Daniel Ballard is going to be to Cole's outside. Cole Martin going to lead us to the green flag once again. He goes really, really early. That's all legal and fair game. He's going to get a big run on the field here. Daniel Ballard going to try to run him down like we just heard from him.
And he gets that inside, Jake, and sometimes with those big jumps, they're good, but at the same time, you've got someone fast like Daniel Bowdler to your outside. It can be a little bit of a hindrance rather than trying to wait. Bowdler's going to drive it deep into turn 3 as he starts up here to Cole's back bumper. Jake, he mentioned that chrome horn. I think we might be seeing it a little sooner than later here.
Yeah, I'd be shaking in my boots if I was that 85 truck, but if you're Cole, you got to look out the front of the front windshield. Can't be looking in the mirror driving.
We have caution out on the racetrack again. 87 goes around. 18 goes around. 48 gets into him. Jose Castellanos, another striker car. Unfortunately, I just saw here that Travis had, after that wreck, had gone to the garage, and that might be the end of that 4 truck this evening as well, Jay.
I got to say real quick, our leader Cole Martin had gotten a little bit loose, and that was going to give Daniel Ballard a huge run down the backstretch through the dog leg. So Cole Martin really just got big time luck from that yellow flag coming out. But here we go. We'll check it out here. Another Sandwich Man Racing memorabilia wreck replay. Almost peaking 3 wide. The 91 seam made a little contact with the 87. 87 shot up into the 18, and you know, the rest is history here.
Yeah, Jake, nothing really that the 18... I feel like nothing really that the 18 nor the 87 could have done there. I mean, the 87 was taking a look. 18 gave him room, and then the 87 just kind of gets moved from behind, and you know, just it's kind of one of those racing deals, man. I mean, you're coming to the end of this thing. You got to get every position that you can. You can see the lead up there, and yeah, just net code again, man. They didn't even make contact. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about sim racing, Jake. You know, we have very realistic physics. We have very realistic tire models, fuel mileage, things of that sorts. The bad part is, though, at day's end, you're still not in a real world. You're still on a computer, and that little bit of lag can go through and be the difference between a left rear turn or going through and making it clean. So, you know, I'm kind of taking a look here through the field after that wreck. You've got Cole Martin obviously leading, Daniel Bowdler in second. Vincent Cortez has been quiet as can be, but still lingering around right there in third. You've got Corey Saucier in fourth, Nathan Nixon for Rev Racing there in fifth. Got Michael Madden back in sixth. Jonathan Byer all the way up from 30th to 7th, and then Kyle Wimble all the way from 36th to 8th. We're going to throw one more in the hat there. Jack Johnson from 32nd to 9th, and Josh Mueller in 10th. So a couple guys right there towards the tail end of the top 10, Jake, have seen every wreck, any wreck, and you know, anything along the way on their way through the top 10.
And right there, 7th, 8th, 9th, 3 drivers from Jonathan Byer Racing. So, you know, if they are able to finish where they're at or even better, you know, that's 4 guys in the top 12. With you know, Jonathan Byer Racing, so they're going to have a really great day for the team standings, and that's what you kind of need when you're one of these teams trying to run down, you know, the Rev Racing Truck Series team.
Yeah, Jake, I'm going to be real intrigued to see here on this restart how everything plays out. I personally don't think that we're done wrecking, but if it's going to come down here to just a quick shootout, because I mean, at Phoenix, 14 laps while they take off very, very quick is a decent little run, you know. So we'll see how everything plays out, but I'm just definitely intrigued to see what type of strategy each driver takes into this thing as we make it through here our final 15 laps of this race.
And you know, Dean, you know, if you're the 69 of Vincent Cortez, the 3 of Corey Saucier, even the 33 Nathan Nixon, we just heard Daniel Bowdler say, you know, if he has to, he'd use the chrome horn to, you know, kind of move the 85 out of his way to take the lead. You know, these 2 guys kind of get into it and, you know, take each other out, kind of like we saw in the Busch Clash for the Cup Series when Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney took one another out. And next thing you know, out of the last corner, Kyle Busch passes them both and takes the lead and wins the thing. You know, we could see the same type of situation here.
We definitely could, Jake. And, you know, here's the crazy part about it. I mean, we've pulled a little over 100 laps here tonight. And even as we come down to what will be a restart with 12 laps to go when we hit the line, just because Daniel Bowdler and Cole Martin are 1 and 2 right now doesn't mean that that's where they're going to finish. There could be some more players come into it by the end of this race. Michael Madden is back up, it looks like, here to 6th position on the racetrack. So, Jake, this pace truck's going to pull off here, man, and we are getting ready to unfold just to see what type of crazy we still got left in it here.
Yeah, we're going to get the green flag with 12 laps to go, Dean, here at Phoenix Raceway. It's going to be in the hands of Cole Martin again. Bowdler on his outside trying to time this restart. Cole Martin kind of lagging back again. Going to get another good start, though. Get through these gears cleanly and try to pull away from Bowdler again. He's got to be careful not to get loose out of 2, you know, like we saw him get before that yellow flag came out. But Bowdler's going to try to track him down and get around him.
And caution on the speedway again, Jake.
Corey Knight around the 90 truck for Team SRN around another yellow flag.
He had been having a pretty decent night there, Jake.
Oh yeah, he had a really good race going. You know, that's the 18th caution in this race, Dean. It's got to be a record here for Speed Racing Network Mid-South Madness for most yellows in a race.
Well, 15 had been the previous record, it looks like here, Jake.
Sorry, this is the 15th caution. That's
Well-
my bad, Dean. Miscounted.
No, hey, it's okay. Well, like I said, we hit that caution number 15. So, Sandwich Man, if you're out there, I'm putting together the man cave. I would love to maybe see about a lunchbox. So hit me up sometime. But in all seriousness, here, Jake, looks like Corey Knight just kind of goes down here into turn 1. Looks like he's got the 115 to his inside, just a little tag, and like I said, these very light rear end trucks just goes right around.
Absolutely. It looked like it was the 115 of Jeffrey Stewart in that gold Budweiser truck. Kind of dove it in a little hot, and unfortunately wasn't able to check it up enough in time and tapped the 90 truck of Corey Knight, and around Corey went and collected some other guys into the outside wall out of 2.
Brandon Domain, another Stryker Motorsports guy. Jake, for Stryker, it has not been a good evening tonight, buddy. They've got 2 trucks already in the garage, and looks like here with Brandon, he might be heading there himself, depending on how his damage comes out after this thing.
Yeah, for Stryker Motorsports tonight, the floor is falling out from underneath you, and you are kind of in a free fall tonight. But again, at the same time, man, there's definitely more than one team with that luck tonight, with the way this thing has gone, here at Phoenix. So this Cactus 125 is almost over. We got 10 laps to go. It's going to be less than that, obviously, once we go back green flag racing. I got to imagine, Dean, if you're the 6th truck, you're kind of getting frustrated with the rest of the field kind of behind you, mirrored in the back of the pack, towards the middle of the pack, just all these yellows not giving you a chance to really get to Cole and make a move to get around them. I mean, we've only got 20 trucks on the lead lap, with 9 laps to go. It kind of starts to get to you and annoy you a bit.
Oh yeah, Jake, and it reminds me an awful lot of that race that we saw a couple weeks ago in California, where wound up ending under caution. That's with 3 green-white checker attempts, and if you're someone up there like Daniel Badler or Cole Martin, I mean, if you're Cole Martin, you say, hey, keep letting the cautions come. Keep letting me get that big jump and then just throw the yellow. I don't care. If you're someone like Daniel Badler, you definitely want to see that green flag, because you know that you got something there for the 85. It's just when the field is under his control, there's only so much you can do. I think Badler's begun to time him out just a little better on these restarts. I know a couple restarts ago, Cole went a lot earlier than what we've been seeing him go, but still, you got to see that green flag racing if you're going to have a chance.
Yeah, I think it's going to take 2 or 3 laps with the restarts Cole's been having for Badler to get to him to make a move. So he's going to need probably a little bit more time than a 2-lap run if it gets to a green-white checkered. So Badler kind of, just with the way Cole's been able to restart here, is able to pull away enough to where it takes a little while for Daniel to get to him. So like you said, the best friend right now in this race for your Cole Martin is that flag man, bringing out the yellow flag for a caution. But again, Cole's been quick though on these short runs, so we're going to get 7 laps to go once this Chevy Silverado pace truck peels off for pit lane, and we're about to see the green flag again with Cole Martin, our leader.
Yes, sir. And Cole takes a big jump there. Daniel doesn't get going quite as well. He almost timed it, but Cole gave it just a little bit of hesitation as he heads for turn 1. Badler's going to drive it in real deep right up to the back bumper here. And he's going to be right there on him as they work their way off of turn number 2.
Cole got a good run off of 2, though. He's going to pull away from Daniel Badler as they head down into turn 3, and that's what I'm saying. Badler gets there in the middle of 1 and 2 on the restart, but Cole's able to get a good launch for his truck off the corner. As they head through 3 and 4, it's kind of even. Badler coming to him, but this is where we see Cole kind of excel, even though he's got a guy behind him. Cole trying to protect the bottom as Daniel Badler goes to the inside. Cole washes up a bit. Badler going to get a good run down the pen.
And we have a caution again. Yeah.
And 54, Jason Kracky around. Mike Lewis seems to have blown up from the incident. And again, we'll be able to show the fans watching at home, another Sandwich Man wreck replay. We wait the cleanup crew here at Phoenix Raceway to clean up the accident. We're going to show you it here as the 54 coming down the front. Got tagged from the outside. Not too sure who that. I believe that's one of the Walt Lipicki on the outside. Those two made some contact, sent the 54 around, and Mike Lewis running into him and nowhere to go for him. So see the 54 to the inside of Walt Lipicki.
Yeah, just two trucks there, Jake. I can't really so much tell. I mean, it kind of looks like the 54 is moving up, kind of looks like the 10's moving down. I mean, at day's end, two trucks can't occupy the same piece of real estate, and unfortunately for Kratky, he gets the worst of it as Mike Lewis. Oh, Jake, it keeps piling on. Another Striker Motorsports truck. Going to have a blown motor here in Mike Lewis.
Again, Striker Motorsports is not a fan in the truck series of Phoenix Raceway as opposed to last season in the Xfinity race.
Yeah, Jake, and I tell you here, what we're going to wind up having, just because there's so few laps to go, it's more than likely going to go ahead and go to a green-white checker attempt. We might get lucky and get it restarted here in regulation, but you saw how deep of a run Daniel Bowdler got on Cole Martin there right before the caution came out. He actually did something very, very interesting when he dove down into turn one. He acted like he was going to look to his inside, and it almost looked like Cole kind of maybe moved up the track just a little bit just because he thought that Daniel was going to be carrying too much of a run. But really, I think it was a perfect plan by Daniel because he was driving it as hard as he could, and I think he maybe got Cole just a little bit out of shape there, not touching him. But just got him enough out of shape mentally to say, hey, I need to move up because Bowdler's going to overdrive it. It was about to give Bowdler the perfect opportunity he needed to drive back to the inside. But, those were the clean laps, Jake. I think we're getting ready to see the chrome horns coming out very shortly.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Dean, you got an answer to that trivia question we just saw on our screen.
Most cautions for a single NASCAR event. Jake, if I had to take my wild, uneducated guess, I'm going to guess it had to have been Bristol Motor Speedway, and it probably would have been about, I'm going to say 21 caution.
He took my answer, Dean, of 21 yellows. I believe I'm going to go with 23 yellows is the most yellow flags in a NASCAR race.
Well, Jake, our stats booth is kind of lacking a little bit right here. They're going to make us wait for it, just kind of like Daniel Bowdler has had to wait here to try and get this going.
So we're going to meet in the middle, Dean. 22 yellows in the Coca-Cola 600 from 2005. So your guess of 21 and mine of 23. Meet you in the middle, buddy. I mean, we were pretty spot on.
And Jake, here's what's interesting with that race. It came down, if you'll remember, to a last lap pass by Jimmy Johnson around Bobby Labonte. So we're going to look here and see if we have another last lap pass in us here for this race.
Yeah, we definitely will. Like you said, this is going to be our first attempt of a green-white checkered. For the fans at home that don't know what a green-white checkered is, our leaders are going to get the green flag here. The next flag they see is going to be the white and then the checkered flag. However, in between getting the green and getting the white flag, if the yellow is out, we'll get another attempt. So that would be our second of 3 attempts. And then, again, if a yellow comes out on that second attempt, we'll go to our last attempt. And at that point, whatever flag we see first is going to be the final draw. But Cole Martin is going to get a great restart again here in this 85 truck. A little bit better than last time. Daniel Bowdler really dives it in, but he's not going to be able to close up to Cole as much this time.
Ooh, he's going to make a little distance up off the corner, though. He got back to that throttle real quick here, Jake. They're going to work their way down through the dog leg here into turn number 3. Caution out on the speedway again. Out.
The 69 of Vincent Cortez around. Not too sure what happened to him. He was running top 5 all night, it seemed. Unfortunate for him, man. I mean, that's tough luck right there for the 69 of Vincent Cortez. I believe it happened through the dog leg, Dean, here again. So here we go. Another Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Rec Replay. Make sure you check them out on Shopify like we've alluded to all night. Great products on his website.
Oh, man. Yeah, looks like maybe Jake possibly starting with some netcode, or it may have been just coming off that banking onto the flat. It might have loosened up here. I think the drone shot's going to give us the best look here as to what happened.
Definitely will.
Yeah, he got loose coming off the banking, and then it looked like Madden just had nowhere to go with it. So, around he goes, and green-white checker number 2 comes out.
Exactly, and that's the thing. When you're kind of trying to chase that truck down to the inside like that, he probably yanked the wheel too much to try to cover the inside of Michael Madden, not letting him to get to his inside. And at that point, too much wheel input to the inside coming across that dog leg. It's just going to kind of lose control of the car like you saw, and he's going to slide out all by himself.
Yeah, Jake, that banking right there, and I'll tell you what, I'll be honest, I'm a little shocked to see him get that loose in this truck. These trucks have done very, very well for the banking coming off that corner there. Sunday night when we get to these cup cars, however, I think that little move right there, I think you're going to be seeing a few more guys going around as that rear suspension begins to bind up.
Oh, definitely, and it's very prevalent in the Xfinity car as well. So you got to watch it in those cars as well tomorrow night. It's something you're going to be able to see a lot, in the broadcast booth tomorrow night for that Xfinity Series, Dean.
Yeah, Jake, I'll be up here in the booth, and from what I've been told, you managed to get yourself another one-race deal, and you're going to be out here running tomorrow night. Is that right?
That is correct, Dean. I'm looking forward to it. I love this place. I gotta come back out here in the Xfinity car and try to go back to back. Winning it last season in Mid-South Madness Season 2. Winning that race at Phoenix.
Well, Jake, you can never call me anything less than courteous. I mean, I felt bad for you that race. I decided I was just going to get stuffed into the wall and let you walk away with that one. So hopefully you can come out tomorrow night and someone can be just as courteous to you again, buddy.
You might say that, Dean, but if my memory serves me correctly, I believe the timesheets will say otherwise. Because, I did start last place in that race and was able to climb through the field and win it. But, whatever makes you sleep better at night, Dean, is A-okay with me.
Well, Jake, at this point in time here, nothing helps me sleep quite as well as going through and seeing a great finish to a race that we get to call. And with green-white checker number 2 coming up, I might be seeing some pretty big Z's here in just a little bit.
Absolutely. And speaking about sleeping a little bit better, we're coming up to tax return time. So if you need help with your taxes or anything like that, please check out Silverback Tax Solutions. They'll help you out in any way possible with your taxes or anything like that. So feel free to check them out. They do a heck of a job, as well as Buck Kicker we alluded to earlier. You can use our discount code SRNVCS20 for 20% off your order, as well as Flavor Bomb, man. That's another great sponsor we have in this league. They've got, all kinds of great seasonings. Guys rave about it all throughout the league that picked them up. Speaking of picking it up, Dean, Cole Martin's trying to pick up his first win here in the Speed Racing Series, Truck Series. And here we are, Green Flag Racing. Daniel Ballard about as asleep as Dean Brummett was there on the call for this restart. So Cole Martin, another great jump through 1 and 2. He's going to start pulling away from Daniel Ballard. Ballard got a huge run through the middle of the corner, but he kind of washed up the track. Cole Martin going to cut the dog leg here. Really pull away from Ballard, but I think Ballard's going to dive it hard into 3 and 4. We got another wreck. It looks like
got
the yellow
another
flag
wreck,
is
Jake.
out again. Welcome back to the booth, Dean.
Yeah, sorry, Jake. I dropped my battery pack here. Had to get everything clipped back up here. So, yeah,
sounded like Ty Dillon's spotter the other day at the Xfinity race at Las Vegas.
Well, Jake, I tell you what, we're going to take a look here at the Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia Rec replay here. Looks like Brian Crocker. Oh, 4 wide for a moment. Look at that. It unfortunately just doesn't work. Crocker takes a
2-4 and
huge hit.
The 10 of Walt Lipicki made contact, and those two making contact washed down to the inside, and Brian Crocker just wrong place at the wrong time. And unfortunately for Brian Crocker in the 86, tangled up in this accident with 2 other trucks. He's just minding his own business going through the dog leg there.
Yeah, Jake, and we're now going to take this thing down to the maximum amount of laps that we can go through. Green-white checker attempt number 3 is going to be coming up. The very the very final time that we're going to try this thing here, Jake. And if another caution comes out after this point, this race is done. If these guys manage to make it around to the white flag, we will race all the way back to the checkered. And I'll tell you what, Daniel Bowdler has absolutely been giving that truck everything that he has. He's gotten some pretty decent restarts. I mean, Cole definitely jumps out very, very well in front, but Bowdler's just able to carry so much speed up off the corner. And I'll tell you, at this point, it's hard for me to take a pick. In pre-race, Jake, I can't even remember who I picked. Didn't I pick Cole?
That is correct, Dean. Again, man, your pick's number one, my pick's number 2 last week in the truck race. It was the same way with Justin Boyles and I. Or for the Xfinity race, I apologize. It was the same thing. Our picks finished 1-2, so here we go.
Well, Jake, it's definitely going to be interesting here. I mean, at this point in time, when I compare the 2 picks, I think that Bowdler is still driving with a bit of emotion of, hey, I was that outside truck before. I didn't get the restart I wanted. The 85 took us 3 wide, and he had mentioned a little bit before, hey, we might be using the chrome horn here at the end of this race, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does here. But I think definitely when it comes to Cole, those restarts, it's a lot of gap to try to make up, Jake. And the biggest thing here is if you're Cole, like I said, you got to hope to not have those flashbacks to Vegas last week. You got to go through and get this thing completed this time around.
Definitely, Dean, and we've kind of seen him make a little bit of minor mistakes here and there on these restarts, getting loose, not maybe getting to the gas soon enough, letting Bowdler get runs through the middle of the corners of turns 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, kind of giving him a shot to get to him, but then Cole Martin saved by the yellow flag coming out. So if you're Cole, you just gotta hit your marks. Easier said than done, trust me, I know. However, it's what you got to do, because if you make a mistake and open the door for Bowdler, he's walking right through that doorway, and he's going to take that lead from you.
Well, Jake, for the second week in a row, Cole Martin's getting ready to have to hold off an Xfinity driver who's come down to run trucks at one of their favorite tracks. And, you go through here and you manage to beat someone like Daniel Bowdler, you've managed to accomplish something pretty significant. But right now, this race is not over. We have 2 laps to go here, Jake, as this pace truck works its way down the backstretch for the final time tonight.
Absolutely, and just then over race shadow, the 20 truck of Brandon Domingue just set his engine blown up. So at that rate, every single truck for Striker Motorsports has had a terrible ending to the race. But here we go to the end of the race. Cole Martin back on the gas, another great restart. He's going to get through these gears. Daniel Bowdler again kind of losing a little bit of time like we've seen every single restart the last few times. But again, does he close up the gap enough? Cole Martin got through that turn really well.
And the race is over, Jake. That's the end of the race. That was cool. Oh, Corey Saucier, our points leader, turned around.
Wow, really unfortunate there for Corey. I mean, he's been the points leader, had a great run going. He was 6th place on that restart. So we'll see again. Here we go. Another Sandwich Man Racing.
The last one of the night, Jake.
Wreck replay. Are we sure, though? I mean, maybe the pace car kind of wrecks getting loaded up into the hauler to move on to the next track. Corey Saucier going into 1, kind of got a tap from behind by the 35, and around she went. And that's all she wrote for this race. That last yellow, it's going to be the end of the race. We're going to pace around to the checkered flag here, and unfortunately for these guys that were behind Cole, and they're not able to have the opportunity to make a move to get to him.
Yeah, Jake, just kind of one of those things here. You do with it what you can, and unfortunately, sometimes this is how the races go. You get a difficult track like Phoenix, and it can be a little difficult to try to go through here, try and figure out what exactly needs done. And that wreck, just like almost every single one of them that we've seen going into turn 1 this evening. 2 trucks, completely different momentum. Someone gets touched from behind, and it's all over from there. But Jake, one guy who's going to be absolutely ecstatic this evening is Cole Martin, going to be coming home with his first win here for SRN this evening.
He definitely is. We're going to see him come around to the start-finish line. He's going to burn it down, I'm sure, for Bronco Motorsports. Don't hit that wall, Cole. Come on now. There we go. We see that
There we
85 truck burning it down, giving our fans here at Phoenix Raceway, as well as our viewers on TV, a show that Sandwich Man Racing, Sports Memorabilia, and Shoney's Chevy Silverado, the number 85 of Cole Martin, Dean, our winner tonight here at the Cactus 125 at Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, Jake. 19 cautions this evening, Jake. So you really go through, you kind of look into that. You take each caution flag and consider it about 3 to 4 laps under caution. We had probably close to half to 2/3 of this race under caution this evening. So those green flag laps that you got were definitely at a premium. And like I said, Cole had a heck of a gearbox to be able to go through with all the downshifting and upshifting he had to do this evening, and was able to go through and bring it home in first, with Daniel Bowdler in second, Michael Madden coming home there in third. A pretty consistent top 3 this evening.
So you see Cole Martin hitting the wall there. He must have got the word they aren't going to be using that truck anywhere else this season. He's just tearing it down here at Phoenix. But here we are, man. We'll go through this list. Obviously, Cole Martin, our winner. The 85 truck out of Bronco Motorsports. Daniel Ballard, one of our Xfinity Series Xfinity Series drivers in SRN in second place. Michael Madden able to rebound from that wreck with about 30 laps to go. Coming home P3, his teammate Nathan Nixon in fourth. And then Jonathan Byer Racing coming home fifth place.
Yeah, Jake, and right behind him, you got his teammate Jack Johnson in sixth. Another teammate, Kyle Wimble, there in seventh. Cody Madden coming home in eighth for H2K Motorsports. Josh Mueller in ninth for Tank Racing. And James Kerr for Jonathan Byer Racing in 10th. You had 4 Jonathan Byer Racing trucks in the top 10 here this evening.
Absolutely. A heck of a run for JBR tonight. Our 11th place, we got Bobby Anderson from R&D Motorsports. 12th place, 115 at Jeffrey Stewart for H2K Motorsports. 13th place coming home is Rob Yost Jr. for Team SRN. 14th, Vincent Cortez, that 69 truck for Tank Racing, who we saw spit himself out on one of those, late race restarts. 15th place, Corey Knight for Team SRN. 16th, we got Cody Riggs, the 224 out of Rev Racing. 17th and 18th, we got R&D Motorsports teammates Jason Kratke, and 17th and Corey Saucier, and 18th we saw was the victim of that last yellow flag to end the race under yellow. The 19th place driver is going to be Josh Witt for H2K Motorsports, and another teammate for him, the 20 of Justin Krukman.
Yeah, Jake, these are more than anything the survivors. I mean, only 18 trucks on the lead lap here this evening. So, even there in 20th place, 2 laps down. But I tell you what, one of those survivors this evening was Michael Madden. And Michael Madden, this is Dean Brummett here in the booth with Jake Rowell. How are you doing this evening after that third place finish, buddy?
Not bad, fellas. Not bad. Wish I could have raced it out, but it doesn't seem like it was an exciting race for you guys out there. A lot of eye pacing going on, huh?
To say the least, 19 yellow flags that race. It was quite interesting. The amount of carnage all throughout the race. You found yourself in P3 tonight, coming home third. And it really was all race. Albeit not many long runs. It was you, Cole, and then Daniel Ballard. The top 3 fastest trucks, I'd say, all night. Had you had a long run there, do you think you could have given those 2 guys that finished ahead of you a run for their money?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think if we could have got a green 20-lap run, I mean, me and Nate were there all night. I was on the 85 for the most part when I could get to him, but, once I got taken out by the 91, I kind of just had to refocus myself and get up there, and unfortunately just kept getting yellow after yellow. So it's kind of the way it goes sometimes, but I'll take the third place finish and just move on to Atlanta.
Yeah, and Atlanta definitely a fun track there to race at. A lot more high speed, a lot more technical. I feel like than what Phoenix is. As technical as what a track it was this evening. So, Michael, when you go there next week, what's your strategy? What's the game plan? I guess.
Well, I mean, with the 2.5 mile wins I have on the season already, I feel pretty confident. It's just going to come down to pit strategy and then saving your tires. So, We'll do a lot of practicing this week, and I'm really itching to get back in victory lane. So we'll put the work in.
Well, congrats on that third place finish this evening, Michael. Anybody that you'd like to thank before we send you back to your team?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank all the guys at Rev Racing, Sean, Sparkle and Shine, we're trying to do him proud, man. Week after week, we're just putting this car in podium finishes and victory lane. So that's what that's what he told me to do, and that's what we're doing. So I'm proud of it. And hey, we're getting in the team points, and we're trying to get our lead a little more. And I know I made a little headway too in the individual points, so that's all that matters. And thanks to you guys for sticking around tonight. I know it was a little bit of a rough one.
Hey, man, like I said, we just love watching it, and congratulations on that third place finish. You have yourself a good evening, Michael.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you, buddy.
All right, Dean, let's see if we can't get our second place finisher up here in the booth. Daniel Ballard. Daniel, this is Jake Rowell and Dean Brumman in the SRN booth, buddy. Coming home P2. I know you got to be a little bit frustrated with how that thing ended out under yellow. Just kind of give us a little insight of how that race went for you.
Yeah, those yellows were really, really disappointing. I felt like I had set him up several times to make a pass, and somebody brought out a caution about every single time. So, that's a little disappointing there, but overall, a pretty good bounce back, I guess, for getting dumped inside the first 10 laps. And I think I restarted 32nd at one point. So pretty good bounce back, I guess, overall. I feel like I had the fastest truck for sure, but what do you do?
Yeah, Daniel, with running this truck race tonight, I mean, I get it. There wasn't a ton of green flag laps to go around there, but in the little green flag run that you did get, did you learn anything for tomorrow night's Xfinity Series race?
Maybe a little bit, just maybe kind of where to roll some of these corners, but the Xfinity car drives so much different than the truck, it feels like here, so it's not going to be a whole lot that transfers, but maybe just a little bit where you can find some grip and let the car roll through a little bit better.
Definitely, Dan. And, alluding to the fact that you're going to be running tomorrow night, are you feeling confident for it? Or are there any guys, in the Xfinity Series, that you're worried about? How are you feeling about your chances, kind of trying to go for a podium back-to-back nights or even get a win tomorrow night at Phoenix?
I feel pretty good. I'm pretty confident in my ability here at Phoenix. I really like this track. I tend to struggle a little bit more in the Xfinity car than I do anything else, but that's all right. We'll get through it and see if we can't get a win or another podium finish. I feel like we can, but, like you said, there's a lot of strong guys there in the Xfinity Series to worry about, and I'm sure there's going to be some guys coming down from the Cup Series, too, that are pretty good at this track as well. So I'll have my work cut out for me, but definitely overall I think we got it.
Well, I don't mean to make you panic, Bowdler, but you got two people in that race tomorrow night. I know here that, when we talked to you on the radio a little bit ago, wasn't exactly happy with the 85, but, with him winning this evening, he's got that Xfinity Series entry in tomorrow night. Don't look now, but Mr. Rowell here's got his fire suit broken out for tomorrow night, buddy.
Yeah, always know Jake will be quick anywhere he goes, but I wasn't really, I guess, like mad at the 85 there. I mean, he made an aggressive move there. I mean, he did what he had to do. I mean, I'm not really mad at it. I just thought it was a little aggressive at the time. But, hey, I mean, look, it proved me wrong with all them cautions. It turned out to be the winning move of the race. So, I mean, hats off to him. He ran a great race. He had a really, really solid race and really fast car tonight. So, hats off to him. He deserved it. So,
definitely, Daniel. And before we let you go, you got anyone you'd like to thank?
I got to thank Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing. They come on and decided to give me some more sponsorship for a while here. So got to thank those guys, SRN, for putting all this on. Man, I know I'm going to forget a bunch of people, over there at R&D, David Duke, Jason Tripp, everybody that makes this possible. So a lot of guys to thank.
Well, Bowdler, definitely a good run here this evening. Heck of a drive through the field. Like I said, I know P2 not quite what you're looking for, but, man, congrats on that podium finish. You have yourself a good night.
Yep, you too, guys. We'll go get them tomorrow.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Good, buddy.
We'll see you out there on the track, Bowdler.
Yes.
Well, Jake, we're going to go down here now to Victory Lane to our winning driver, Cole Martin, in the number 85 Bronco Motorsports car. Cole, this is Dean Brummett and Jake Rowell up here in the Speed Racing Network booth. Last week, you just white flag lap kind of bit you there, buddy, but today you get to park it in Victory Lane. How's it feel for that first win?
Honestly, I can't believe it. At Phoenix, too. I mean, Phoenix, I'm not a short track person, but I got it done, I guess, today, under caution.
I know, Cole, man. We were in a practice sometime last week, running Xfinity cars with you and your teammates for Bronco Motorsports. I jumped in there And I distinctively remember you saying, I do not like this place. And I said it over the broadcast in the middle of the race, and here we are, man, talking in victory lane, buddy. Congrats. I gotta ask though, Ballard, was a little frustrated with that move on that one restart when he sent it 3 wide in between him and the 18 of Bobby Anderson. Were you getting a little bit nervous when those green-white checkers came out?
I was actually wanting them to come out. I was more and more cautious because Daniel was definitely a lot faster than me. I just couldn't figure out short runs, but that move in the middle, I mean, you have to do what you have to do. I mean, he pushed me up the track a couple times, Madden did too, and just had to do what I had to do.
Yeah, man, and you definitely did everything that you needed to do here this evening, from the drop of the green flag, starting on the outside and taking the lead all the way to leading as many laps as you did tonight. Does tonight feel like the redemption that you were looking for after last week?
It definitely does. I mean, I could have 2 in a row right now, but it's all good. I mean, I know there's going to be more wins coming in the future. Definitely some good tracks out.
Absolutely, Cole. And like you said, that move you made ended up being the winning move of the race. So obviously it's a heck of a move to make. And before we let you go, Cole, is there anyone you'd like to thank or anything like that?
Yes, I have to thank Bronco Motorsports, Chris Massey, Brad Herman, and Gregory Joyner. Thanks for this opportunity. And I'd like to thank Shoney's and Sandwich Man Racing Sports Memorabilia. Go check them out. Got some good gifts on you for y'all. And thanks for all Bronco Motorsports does for me.
Hey, man, well, congrats on win number 1 here, Cole. Like I said, we've definitely enjoyed calling it here this evening. We'll look forward to seeing what you can do for the rest of the season. You have yourself a great evening, buddy. Congrats again.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Well, Jake, what a race that we had here this evening, buddy. From green flag to the multiple cautions all the way to the checkered here. And, next week we're going to head to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Speed Racing Network Truck Series for the Hot Atlanta 125 next Wednesday night.
I tell you what, Dean, I hope that pace truck is able to rotate his tires after all the laps they turned tonight here at Phoenix Raceway. And going to be running around at Atlanta. Definitely tires is going to be the name of the game there. But tomorrow night, man, we got the Cactus 150 for our Speed Racing Network Xfinity Series race. Back here again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, for our Xfinity race here at Phoenix.
Jake, any idea what number car that you might be in tomorrow night for this race?
Definitely going to have to run with the old 24 car. You know the story behind that, Dean.
Yeah, Jake. Well, definitely that RSR 24 car is going to be a good one for you, and hopefully you can go through and park it in Victory Lane tomorrow night. But for everybody who's viewed this evening, this is Jake Rowell and Dean Brummett in the Speed Racing Network booth. Go faster.